Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have to wait for this. Yeah, I'm doing the AKAs. Hold on. All right. Now I can start. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Human Live Stream Machine, aka the Hot Tech Intellectual, aka Young Giga Drill, the Nigerian Dandada, aka Little Heart Attack, Ieyasu Toku Ganja, Miyamoto Too Flashy, aka Tori Trapping Out the Bando. I don't pay for my Netflix, I got people for that, aka Atlanta's Original Otaku, the Millennial Fella Kuti, the Pagan Slayer, Bugs Money, Young My Size, hey gal, I'm chatting to you. Rah, you're gonna dub me at calm, you are butters anyway. aka the Colonizer Pulverizer, Boss Nino with the Shuri Mafia, it is booties over boobies every day, aka Strong Boy Yeager, Childish Gam Nino, call me Cash the Stampede, cause all I do is make this money and spread love and peace. Charles Spasnable, Blink Your Aunt, that kid from Too Many Places to Count, and the one everybody knows me for, Mr. Black and Platinum. So, as everybody already knows, we are like multiple weeks into a very strange international phenomenon, but that's also given us all ample time to be fucking nerds and sit on our butts. And you wanna know what I've been doing, sitting on my butt and being a nerd? What's everybody else doing before I get to mine?
Playing Persona.
Playing Persona.
Final Fantasy
So the same shit we're doing. The same shit we're doing 2 days ago when we did this. Because every day is the fucking same in this hellscape.
Thing is, I want to write about Persona, so
I rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy like yesterday.
I rewatched that before quarantine.
I know what I've been doing though. I've been powering through Code Lyoko because all that shit is on Amazon Prime.
I just started Gundam 8th MS Team.
Yo, has anyone? Have you tried watching Kolyoko but with like the French dub and like subtitles?
I will never.
It's like holy mother God, it's a different experience.
Another thing I've been watching that's really fun is Giant.
Probably is.
Hey, all right. Everybody. We have a guest on stream.
All right.
It's a person who's near and dear to my soul. What's your online name?
I don't have one.
Make one up on the spot.
Femcell Diary.
Femcell Diaries? Alright, we have a character named Femcell Diaries. Call her Michaela. That's her IRL name. But this person
of course
is.
Jimmy gets a girlfriend and she's a femcell.
Of course, Jimmy gets. Oh, shut up, she. Shut up, she. The funniest thing is, she's a fucking Stacy. She just appropriates femcell culture because it's funny. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Stacy's are known to do.
She appropriates on our culture.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't think it's appropriation. Cause one time I was reading the subreddit, and they said that they relate to Shrek because Fiona, and I just decided to follow. I like what they have to
So do any of you have any wisdom about femcells that you would like to share?
What do they do? What do femcells do?
Okay. I want you to think about all the lesbian women on Twitter that say every single version of I can't believe there are women this attractive out here being straight.
Out there women taking that shit and looking guy
do.
Exactly.
Out there women take a guy that looks like Ed Sheeran or Eminem over me.
Yeah.
What
are those doing fucking Post Malone's dick?
Yeah, I feel like femcells really do be on some sick shit when it comes to the type, especially either the lesbians or
Man, they hate gingers.
No, they're just so angry.
Actually,
they'll
ring.
All right.
Oh, the control freak. Hey, control freak. My girl's here. Say hi.
You don't have to.
What's up?
Hey.
See, you so lucky.
I'm so lucky what?
You so lucky.
I'm so lucky what?
That Marcus just be looking out for your ass because I'ma chill out. You so lucky.
What were you about to say? What were you about to say? Huh?
I am not going to do that right now because I have one thing you don't, which is called respect.
You are crazy. I have.
What are you lucky for?
What? Yeah. What am I lucky for? Please.
Control.
Crickets.
Crickets. See, I'm trying. See, the thing I'm trying to be respectful. Just know, goddamn hypocrite. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Oh, because he's an incel? Or was, I guess? Are you still if you're an incel forever, are you like... do you like lose your title? So did you lose your incel title, or are you still an incel?
I nigga never been in that so I was gonna some shut up, bro. Like P.O. said. Shut up, my nigga, shut up.
Yo, okay, Control Freak is on the vibe that I've never been an incel and that I've always...
I know, like, he's, like, exactly true. Like, that picture that you showed me today, you've always been cute.
That's not true.
Always been cute, yes.
That's not true.
Okay, we could at least agree that, like, Jimmy is not unattractive.
Oh my
God.
Yeah.
Jimmy for your...
Like,
we're all gay for
Jimmy...
I hate this.
See, and just like that, and just like that, I said what I was gonna say. I hijack your Discord. Your Discord's mine now, nigga.
Jimmy,
if you were you're like
okay, Jimmy, if you were a bit more bi, I would like legitimately like flirt with you more. But like that's...
Oh yeah.
Ah, there it is.
Thing is, the only person who's looking at this server is probably me.
Wait, what'd you say?
Wait, what? The only person who's looking in the server.
Shut up, Sheen!
Oh my
Shut
God.
up! Shut up! I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired. You're like 6'4" and built like...
My nigga, I'm tired of you. Shut up. I want to hear that shit.
Hey, Control Freak. Unlike him, I'm 5'11", alright? I'm a manlet.
Fuck you, I'm 5'7".
You're a manlet, nigga. You're practically 6 feet. Shut up, bro. I want to hear shit. Shut up, my nigga.
No, okay, I'm gonna be able to control it. Okay, Jimmy, screw you. I'm like 5'7". No one is allowed to complain about this.
There's no difference between 5'7" and 5'11".
Can you believe there's men that are 5'7"? LOL, let's laugh at men that are 5'7".
Look, height. Look, there's somebody who's 6'4" height. Look, there's somebody who's...
Yo, what the fuck, dog? That's me.
I'm like 4'11". I can't talk about anything. No.
The difference between 5'7" and 5'11" is nipple height or underboob height.
Look, the only difference between...
That's fun. That's actually hilarious.
How much underboob?
Look, height's over
You
it.
put your shirt
Look,
back
trust
on.
me.
What is wrong with you?
Hold up.
You're so lucky there's no video camera footage to this fucking stream.
We are moving.
Jimmy, you might get more donations if there was.
Oh, shut
Oh my
up.
God.
Speaking of, you know what? That's a good segue. Speaking of donations, the Cash App is NINEOUH90. We would enjoy your donations tonight. NINEOUH90 9090. Long time donators, we would appreciate you to donate again. New time donators.
Is someone in this call social distancing from their mic? LOL.
LOL. I feel like
So that's what we call a topical reference. This is relevant.
someone said,
Someone
said, do you have a notepad you're reading from? I think that's in reference to the AKAs. And the answer is...
like one time you did the AKAs and I dreamed about your AKAs, but I was like in like the 6th ring of hell. And like all I could hear was your AKAs.
I hate this. Nah, I know, aka Kirek, and he would last you machine, aka the Nigerian. Oh, let me not do that. Wow.
AKA the Nigerian.
At your funeral,
Nigerian
nothing but
Afro
your
Nzalo.
AKAs.
Wait, the Nigerian Afro. Why is it with you and me being Afro Nzalo? Like, why?
Wait, no, maybe he's making a point.
I think that's just the logical thing. That's if you were a pilot, who else would you be?
Let me really look into Atherin's character. Like, because I haven't seen a lot of...
Wait,
I haven't seen
you mean Atherin from Seed?
Yes.
Yeah, he's saying I'm...
That explains everything. Oh my God.
Why are you talking about Seed? I don't want to watch Seed. Don't make me watch Seed.
I have to go
Watch Seed. Watch Seed. It's the worst Gundam you'll ever see.
Don't watch Seed.
I have to go watch Gundam Seed now. That's what I'm
Don't
going
do
to
it.
do.
Don't do
Here's
it.
the thing: is that I did
I tried
not watch
twice.
Seed. I've only watched Seed Destiny. That's where actually that's my entrance experience with that.
It's like the 3rd hour and you're like fucking sweating and dabbing yourself. And I'm like, dude, he's like preaching.
I have a unique
usually when you
perspective.
talk about white people, you're like, what? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God. This is like finally you get to hear what someone who has to live with me has their opinion on my fucking streaming. And it's kind of weird because normally I'm in this room alone yelling into this microphone, but like recently she's been here in the background. Like, and that's the reason why, like, I don't know. It's not that I can't say what I want. It's just...
What am I going to do?
Exactly.
Arrest you?
Exactly.
It's a sentient bombaclat tweet and the fucking sentient retweet.
Oh, my days.
33.
Oh, yeah, there's like 3 Jamaicans in call right now, just so you know.
Oh hey y'all,
Yeah.
what's up? They don't even know I'm Jamaican. They don't care. I have a Yank
I
voice.
think he's mentioned it before.
I've mentioned it before.
That
Yeah.
I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
my only like? Is that my greatest asset?
No,
Be
it's
like
just
my girlfriend Jamaican. She makes jerk chicken for me.
okay.
You're a weak ass.
Wait, hold on. You don't know how to make jerk chicken?
I think he
She
mentions
does.
more.
We
That's
made
the
it
problem.
We made it
We made it yesterday. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he mentions more of like your film taste more than anything. Actually.
Oh my god, he's in love with me. He's obsessed. Look at him talking about my film taste. You have anything to
Now,
say?
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it
Please
again.
look on your face.
Jimmy.
Please do just what's
Jimmy.
up? What's up?
Jimmy. Shut up, bro. I want his.
The nigga said, "Shut up!" I want to hear shit. Yo, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you,
Yo,
nigga.
control.
Shut up.
Shut up about
Control,
being
dude.
a
I'm so fucking
incel.
sad.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are you sad?
Because I can't fucking see you on CPAC because everything is fucking canceled. God damn it.
Listen, I'm just trying to go to Expo. I don't need Expo to be canceled.
Is
I'm like
Expo,
playing.
no, Expo's getting cancelled.
Dude, Expo's done.
Expo's so getting cancelled. I don't know what you lot are on.
That flight,
Man.
that flight was $1,500.
I don't care
You
how
are
much money you
dumbass.
spend. I don't care how much money you spend. I don't care what. Look, man, if my family cancelled a whole ass trip to Japan this year, you are not going to Anime Expo. I'm sorry.
And my family canceled a whole trip to Barbados. I don't want to hit shit one for one, nigga. I did Expo.
You're not
Man,
doing shit for the rest of the year. You're just not doing shit for the rest of the year. The sooner you get used to that, the happier you'll be.
Exactly.
No,
one's doing shit
no.
for the rest of this year.
I
2020 is cancelled.
I will risk
Yeah.
COVID for Anime NYC. You're bugging. I am risking COVID for Anime NYC.
the graduation's gonna go down.
Look, we're canceling
This is
2020.
like this is my
Look,
senior
we're
year.
canceling
No,
2020. We're going back to
Not happening.
2019 part 2.
Not. Listen, that's gonna be the next vector for outbreak.
So-
Look, it's gonna be one of these conventions. No, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Hell yeah,
One of these
next
conventions
year
is gonna try and test it
The
before
best
the end
thing
of the year,
about this
and
time
that's
is to
what the
watch
outbreak is
old
gonna come
sports
from.
games, man.
Everybody's gonna go home, fucking infect their parents and infect everybody, right? And it's gonna be like that's patient zero, a fucking anime convention. Oh god,
Constant apocalypse.
Patient Zero would be an anime convention.
Please.
Look,
You know what? I'm
Do not
taking it.
shower. People do not wash their hands.
Y'all go to a convention and y'all are spreading the flu around. Imagine what fucking COVID-19 is like.
Dude,
It's not even gonna
Wait,
take
what-
much.
what-
That's what it was
what
COVID
anime
17,
convention?
Tell them right now.
It's
Alright.
in Utah.
Guys, my girlfriend likes to bite. My girlfriend bites my foot and it turns her on for some reason.
That's weird.
Gross.
That's some gross shit, nigga.
Yeah, it's some gross shit. ain't
Wait,
it?
she does what?
Y'all,
Look, man, I'm not saying it again. I already said it once.
Not just your butt.
She just has a foot
Yeah,
fetish.
she bites.
Alright.
you
She
weren't
had, no.
there,
She has
then
a
you
bite.
don't
No.
get to know.
She does not have a foot fetish. She has a biting fetish. She likes to bite me. I'm
Yeah,
serious.
I think that's a
fine.
lot of
We
women.
can deal with it.
Exactly. It's not weird. Tell them, kings. It's not
Okay,
weird.
wait, hold on.
No, it's weird.
Hold on. Wait.
It's weird.
Hold on.
Wait,
I don't think it's weird.
You
Shut the
have a
fuck up.
girlfriend that likes to munch on you?
Like, you
Shut the
have
fuck up.
ears.
Shut the
No.
fuck up.
Munch, munch.
No.
I bite your ears.
No. You don't bite my. You don't just bite ears. You find any space
Bites
of
everything,
flesh on
Jimmy.
my body and just bite. The only thing
Everything
you've
you
not
can
bitten
get
is
access to,
anyway.
right?
The only part of me you've not bitten is the
Shut the
part
fuck
that's
up.
not okay to
Everyone, shut the
bite.
fuck up. Shut up. Jimmy,
Yeah, someone. Hold on.
I guarantee you. I'm going to describe something. You're sitting on your phone in bed, fucking. You are drunk out your ass, watching and making fun of Legend of Korra's ass, right? All of a sudden, she sits down next to you, and then for some reason, she is biting your fucking elbow.
Wait, what?
Possible scenario.
Wait, say again.
You're chilling, then she just bites your elbow.
Yes, that happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Possible. Yeah. No, that's common.
Yeah, that's common.
I've never
yeah.
dated a girl who likes to bite before.
Because you never.
I've never what?
Doesn't mean it's
What?
not weird.
I
Say it.
never what?
Say it.
Say it.
Don't shame me. Don't shame me.
I'm not using to shame you. I'm gonna shame Jimmy. What the hell?
Shame the woman.
Didn't he just like?
No,
didn't
shame the
he
man,
try
please.
to like put me under the bus for biting him. What if it's a love language?
I'm not shaming you. I'm not shaming you.
Can we talk
I
about
am.
how like,
it is.
bro? I'm actually supposed to get like pause and select on to talk about like isekai, so it's about to get real boring in like 15 minutes.
Can we talk about how awkward?
It's alright.
How it's weird that Shield Hero has a huge female fan base.
What does My Hero?
No, Shield Hero.
Oh,
Shield Hero? Really?
Hey, why is that weird?
I don't know.
It's no more weird than isekai in general having big female fan bases. Like, okay, so here's the thing: isekai is a trap. Like, they have a bunch of ostensibly powerful female characters, and like a lot of women will gravitate towards that and be like, "Yeah, slay queen." But
I thought females hated Slave Hero because it propagated men owning women.
What?
That's what I've been. That's all I see.
I mean,
Listen,
look, man, look. Just because anime feminists wrote an article like that doesn't. Just because anime feminists wrote an article like that doesn't mean that's the majority of female opinion on anime.
I have to explain what the fuck Shield Heroes
Bang,
about? Holy
bang.
shit.
No, you don't have to.
I know it's not.
No, I'm
Here's
just
the thing,
joking. But like Shield
isekai
Hero.
in general.
Wait.
I'm telling you.
Rob.
No.
Rob, you need
No,
to
no,
get
I-
to get in front of your mic when you talk, like proper. You get me? So you need to like.
All right, is that better? Is that better?
Do not social
No, it's
distance from your
not.
mic. Yeah, no, it's better. Yeah.
You need
That's
to
good?
be K's on day up in this bitch.
You need to suck that mic, boy.
Okay, has Final Fantasy VII Remake just made She more horny?
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
Probably.
I have to
I
up
think
listen
monkey
to
see,
volume.
monkey do.
I got some questions.
I love how I have to do like real-time audio mixing for every individual in the call.
Because you're the dad.
Ugh.
But even me right now,
I'm talking out the
Yes,
side.
everybody.
I'm actually
damn, sorry about that.
to talk right now, so I gotta find the right angle. But all right, so
That's why I'm doing push to talk.
yeah, that's what I'm doing first.
Let me see. Go ahead. Any way you want.
I was gonna ask you a question. What was the best beat of the beat battle?
The best beat of the beat battle.
What be back?
The RZA premiere.
I think. Did Premier play Step in the Arena?
He did not.
Because I know if that he could have played that and just shut a lot of stuff down, but
He didn't play a lot of tunes.
I
Both of them skipped
really
out on some classic tunes.
and also it's nuts to me how RZA had Afro Samurai playing in the background but played next to no tracks from it. Like
None.
he,
Zero.
He played no. He could have played. What's that fucking track called? So many times I had to sneak up on a nigga with my finger on the trigger, like I'm pulling out my sword. This is combat, nigga. This is that shit was. Yo,
Yeah, they left out a lot.
He could have played that. He could. The thing is, because I can't say which one was my favorite because I only tuned in for like 15 minutes of the beat battle because that shit was going on for a minute. But I was just listening to the stuff they were playing. It's like. When they were playing, I'm you know what? I'm gonna take it on the chin because I didn't know a lot of the stuff they were playing. I like that's not my vibe when it comes to old school hip hop. I love all those dudes and I love their best stuff, but like they were pulling out shit that you can't find on YouTube. Like, they were pulling out.
Nah.
I mean, I feel like
the two best beats. There were two best beats in that whole thing. Premiere. That Royce track.
Yes, boom.
That Royce track, and RZA played. I'm sorry, RZA played Dark Twisted Fantasy. That threw me over a trip. I was like, wait, he made that? I was like, nah.
Now that I think about it, RZA and Premier. Well, okay, RZA, Premier, and Dilla are like the three. Well, not even. No, Dilla's more of like a generation after them, but RZA and Premier are like two different, very distinct branches of boom bap.
Yep.
Like
that's the thing. It's like if you want to go that era, it's those two and Pete Rock. Those three.
Yeah. Well, but Pete Rock. The thing about Pete Rock was he was doing the most poppy stuff though. That's the difference. Pete Rock was.
Y'all need to get me into classic hip hop.
Pete Rock was doing the stuff that like the most paid niggas were rapping on. Premier was doing the stuff that like the most hardcore rappers were rapping on, and RZA just did all the Wu-Tang shit. Like
that's
like kind of that. Like yeah. It's pretty much how it was in the 90s. But then RZA somehow turns into the biggest pop producer somehow, like out of nowhere. He's just like, oh yeah, y'all didn't know I could do literally every genre of music known to man. Like,
and still make it sour. And still make it sour.
And still make it sour. Like what? And I think RZA in a lot of ways, RZA, Lupe, and a few other people. There's no one who bigs up Asian culture on that stage as a black person the way RZA and Lupe did.
No, those two.
Nobody.
Oh man.
Speaking of Lupe, did anybody watch that Lupe and Joe Budden
and that was a weak ass too.
Wait,
I did not.
Wait, I heard. Did Joe Budden interview Lupe or something?
He did.
Joe Budden interviewed Lupe.
The funniest question was when he asked about what happened to Kick Push. They did not put out the song Kick Push as hard as they did because the record company was like, they don't have royalties in that, so they flew to the Philippines, bought the original sample, then pushed Kick Push. If that's not as evil,
are you fucking serious?
That's how evil corporations are.
So, guys, for those who don't know this, here's how hip hop is supposed to work. All right, you make a song with you. It's you and your producer, you and your man them. They use a sample. The sample is not cleared as the fact that they've used it. Okay. You take the song to the label, and then they push the song. See, what happens is, it's not illegal to release a song professionally that has not been cleared. See, what happens is, there will be a cease and desist or some kind of correspondence from the original artist to then say, hey, we would like royalties. Now, for a company to refuse to push a song on the basis of on the basis of that second part not happening, only means they do not believe the song itself is worth pushing. That's something I just felt like I had to explain. So the fact that they had to go, and I'm sure Atlantic didn't want to go to the Philippines. Lupe did that shit, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Exactly.
Lupe didn't want them to because he wanted them to push the song. It was them. That's the only way they were going to push the song was doing that. That's the crazy thing.
I'm glad you explained because I didn't know that.
See, that whole conversation, I need to watch all of it. But see, Joe's a really talented person because if anybody knows anything from Joe Budden is one of the first people that hated the damn music labels. He's like, no, go independent. Fuck these labels, my nigga. But Joe also has a penchant to play devil's advocate to the point that niggas really get pissed off. And him doing it with Lupe was the perfect thing. Absolute
and also,
perfect.
You wanna know what I would have asked Lupe? And I think we're far enough removed from it so we can get the truth. Was the Daijo fight staged? That's what I'll ask.
No, Jimmy, I got theories.
No, okay. So my first theory is it wasn't staged. Daigo was tired. He literally has never played Street Fighter 5 before. Lupe had time to lab, and he was on ball. And Lupe's not trash. So I think that's just what happened. Why can't that be what happened? Why does it have to? And you want to know what I think? The fact that we're still arguing this, it belies the racism present within the FGC. I'm so serious. It has to. There's no other explanation. And the thing is, it's like, oh, why would some rapper be able to beat the legend? Dude, do you know how many rappers there are in the FGC that just aren't big but are still whooping niggas?
You know what the problem is that the FGC has decided you only get one good black, right? We used to have Stanford Kelly, and then it became Mike Ross, and then it moved to Sonic Fox.
And it's nuts because do you know the whole nuts thing about you only have one good black? It's because if you let any of these man them bussing in these locals, like either in Atlanta and Controllerize or at fucking at the Tekken House in fucking Atlanta, still in Atlanta. Yeah. You take dudes from any of those places, they will murk. I'm saying they will murk. The only reason they don't get to Evo or Grand Stage is because they have day jobs. They have other shit to do. They have lives. That's the problem.
The Smash community has a lot of black big names.
But Smash isn't a fighting game.
Like Nairo, Samsora.
The thing about the Smash community is most of the kings of Smash are either Hispanic or black.
Yeah. That's true.
Like most of
the best player right now is Mexican.
Most of the
MK Leo.
Yeah, most of the bona fide kings of Smash are either black or Hispanic.
Now, Jimmy.
Please tell me a fighting game that white people run. Please. Give me a fight. Give me a
Who's
fighting
running
game.
Killer
Give
Instinct
me a
right now?
fighting game that white people have that unilateral run.
Who's running Killer Instinct right now?
No one plays
Sonic
Killer
Fox.
Instinct. And number one, Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox
What
is
a
running
shame.
that shit. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Sonic Fox is
single.
running everything Western.
Yeah,
So-
more or less. Because number one,
Yeah.
Western fighting games are bad and they're poorly designed, so it's easy for one
Exactly.
person to learn how to just.
That's why
whack
his
everyone.
Aaron Black is broken as shit.
Exactly, because he knows how to freaking game the game better than the developers do. Like,
Yeah.
he's one of those frame seers. He sees frames, and the thing about being able to see frames is Western games in general are so poorly animated that, like, if you know how to cheese frames, you will be able to cheese every single thing. Like, I learned that from learning how what's this game? Injustice. The Flash
Yep.
is so broken if you
Yep.
know what you're doing. The Flash is so, because especially I don't mean Injustice 2 because they nerfed them in Injustice 2, but in Injustice 1,
Injustice 1
double
is a problem.
tap down the uppercut.
Yep.
There was this dude.
Yep.
I remember first time I ever touched Injustice, and because folks are like, oh, you just gonna brag because first time I ever. Number one, no, because I don't value Mortal Kombat as a fighting game. Anyone who knows how to do any level of fighting
It
game
is
stuff,
not a fighting game.
It's not.
It is an action story game.
no,
That is it.
but I remember this one dude was clearing the whole room of Superman. Like,
Yeah.
the whole room. And if you remember on Injustice, Superman's thing was he jumps up and shoots the laser. And, like, he can fly and jump, right? When I tell you my Flash was apparently the perfect counter pick because all I had to do was uppercut. Literally, the moment he jumped, just uppercut. The moment he jumped, just uppercut. Like, because you know when the frame is. Because it's poorly animated. There's no jugging. You can't jug in Mortal Kombat. Like,
Let me tell you a story about how OP Flash is. My work. I work at a Best Buy, right? So we have every quarter, like if we do well at the big sale, boss says, "Hey, barbecue and video games, come on in," right? I sit down and someone has popped in Injustice 1. I haven't played Injustice 1 since, well, around the time of when Injustice 1 made it to Evo, right? I sit down, I watch a couple matches, right? And I scrub it with my Green Lantern, right? Still got a little bit of the frame data in the back of my head. And then one of these fuckers, one of these new employees, fresh meat in the warehouse, says, "Yo, man, I'm so beast. Ain't nobody ever seen my Green Arrow." All right? I sit down and I'll say, "I'll bet you that last piece of steak."
you literally bet him a piece of steak?
Yeah, it was the last steak of the night.
Crazy.
It was the last steak of the night. I said, "I'll bet you that last steak, right? My Flash, your Green Arrow, Hall of Justice. Let's go. Best of 5.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. So who won?
He tapped out.
Huh?
He says, "Controller's not working."
Oh, wow. Wow, Johns. The biggest Johns.
You know?
Wow. That's like the Johns to end all Johns. The controller's not working. Yeah.
Humble man told me his controller's not working. Well, no, maybe.
Wait.
That good.
Wait, Jordan, your mic.
You're cutting out. Speak into your microphone, please.
Okay. Maybe, just maybe. My Flash wasn't that good that day. Maybe it really was his controller. So I'd say, fuck it. Have the steak. I go.
So you
just say,
won,
fuck
but
it,
you gave him
you
the
won, but you
steak?
gave him the steak.
Because here's the thing. You know what happened from that day on, Jimmy?
What?
Every time I saw him in the store, I get to say, "How's that Green Arrow?"
How's that Green Arrow? Yo, isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? You know who I'm feeling like challenging on like literally live as we speak? D in Blaze Blue, because I can beat that nigga. I can beat.
I forgot to tell you. I got into the Guilty Gear beta.
Remember that one time I played you all in Smash and I beat everybody?
Leo,
I can't wait till my finals.
Leo, who do you play in Smash again?
I play as Yoshi and Inkling.
Oh my gosh, you do play as two horrible fucking characters. So
That's
like,
atrocious, actually.
Yoshi mains are the Blanca mains of Smash.
Maybe.
See, Jimmy
People do hate him.
plays the fire. Jimmy's
Look at them.
Wait.
Their hands.
Come again? Come again, Sheem?
Jimmy plays the Fire Emblem characters, which are probably the worst matchup against Inkling.
Yeah.
No. The Sword's really fucking good against Inkling.
Who?
Sword, Inkling. It's tough to get in.
No, well, the thing about Inkling is, it's easy to beat an Inkling who doesn't know how to manage their ink. But the moment someone knows how to throw bombs, it's kind of over with. Because there's only like 6 okay, let me teach you lot how to play.
That is my counterplay.
Let me teach you lot how to play Smash real quick. As a Fire Emblem character, as one of them.
That's Arcade Jimmy.
As one of them.
I got 1,000 hours in it.
As one of the motherfucking, basically, any Moth clone only has like 6 approaches.
Right.
Like all the Moth clones have like 6 approaches, and I know this because I play the best Moth clone, which is Roy. Fact that because they only have like 6 approaches, it's very difficult to properly assess when you're supposed to like. There's this thing you can do where you jump real high and you like do a fast fall when you do a forward air. Fast fall forward air. That one.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially dragging the blade all the way down the screen, and anyone who tries to like attack you from it is gonna get hit because it's got attacking frames. Problem with that move though, is that it leaves you extremely open once you land for a grab. Literally, it's just nonsense. Like, you can't play against anybody who knows what they're doing if you have a Fire Emblem character, especially if they're playing one of those fucking annoying either Yoshi or Banjo and Kazooie, one of those motherfuckers. But still,
if they know how to space and they have a character that can is fast enough to react.
Now when it comes to fisticuffs, put me against one of them wolf boys. Put me against. Put me against Fox. Put me against motherfucking Peach. Put me against motherfucking Sheik. Oh, Sheik I can duppy. I can free Sheik up.
Sheik is trash on this
Sheik
game.
is absolutely trash in this new one. It's funny.
And
That's why you play Joker instead.
But it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
I wish I had a Switch. I've been too broke to own a Switch. And then when I get my fucking government money, there are no Switches to buy.
Oh my days. Give me a second. I think it's in my pictures. Keep talking, guys. I'm just looking for something.
I also have a Terry.
Oh yeah, what's the theory?
You gotta have a pocket Terry because once you get Go.
Oh, you said you have a Terry, not a
Go.
theory. Never mind.
It was so cool.
Once you got the sauce, all right.
The Go sauce.
Everything's on the plate. It's just waiting.
Where you going?
Smash community hate Fire Emblem.
Because they're taking up too many slots.
I hate Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Like
all my homies hate Fire Emblem.
The biggest thing is like we have 2 Fire Emblem Awakening reps, right? Actually, no.
We have 10% of the roster is Fire Emblem.
2 Fire Emblem Awakening reps. No. Let me tell you why we don't have 2 Fire Emblem Awakening reps. See,
Roy, you're right. 3 because we have Lucina, we got Chrome, we got Robin.
So I'm gonna break down. So every single after Awakening, every Fire Emblem game has had 1 rep, right?
Okay.
We have to have the OG Moth because he has to be in there.
Yep.
We have to have Roy because he's kind of
Roy's our boy.
No, not only because Roy's our boy, but Roy kind of carried the entire series on handhelds. Like him and his dad. Like
he's the original. I know.
They were the like he was the original handheld Fire Emblem hero, right? Which is kind of where the series is today. We also had Ike because we like
Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn was the last time Fire Emblem purists will say the game was good. So that's the reason why they have.
Yeah, even me, someone who hates Fire Emblem games, thinks Radiant Dawn's a good game.
Yeah, so like, and then you've got the motherfucking people. Hey Joe, what's up? He's in the call now. We're just talking about Fire Emblem. We're gonna get to the Isekai stuff in a moment, or not just Isekai, just stuff in general. But then you've got motherfucking. The post-Awakening era. So, okay, in Awakening, they had, what's their name?
Robin,
Lucina, and Chrom. Now, let's assess this. When did Robin and Lucina show up? Smash 4.
Yeah.
Lucina was not an actual character. She's a palette swap for Moth. Robin is the only real new character that's been made for that game. All right, calm. Now what happens next? Smash Ultimate, they add a whole new character.
Violet.
Which was Crom. No, they put Crom in the
Crom.
game, and they made him a palette swap of Roy. So technically, there is still if you're being real, there's still only one actual representative for Awakening in that game. The other two are palette swaps. Now let's continue.
Clones.
Now let's continue. For
They got Corn.
They got Corrin, but no other Fire Emblem character from Fates. They could have easily put. There's like 3 characters they could have junked into that game from like Fates.
Fate could have been a mobile game.
They could have put Ryoma in there, and you lot would have been mad. I would have loved it, but you lot would have been
Xander
upset.
would have been interesting.
Oh, they would have put
The
Xander.
thing is with like Fire Emblem and Smash is like even like sure clones. Some people would say like all of them are clones or not, of course, but 8 characters, you know, that's 10% of the roster.
That's great.
And then now it comes to the whole Byleth thing, right? Literally, this is the joke about this though. If you really pattern it, we've only had one new rep, like one concretely new character from a Fire Emblem game per game for the past 3 games.
And they skipped Gaiden. So there's that too.
Yeah. Like they could have easily put a character from there as well. So before you lot go on about Fire Emblem,
skip echoes.
I still hate Fire Emblem.
I have a problem with Violet.
I get it. It makes sense. I still hate Fire Emblem.
Why do you hate Fire Emblem?
Here's the thing. That's nonsense.
Do you like Persona?
No, just 4.
Jimmy, I get what you're saying. It's true. Like, most of them are cool. But at the same time,
do you
like
like
the optics of the matter? Like, there's still like 8 characters, right? Right. So, like, I guess I understand from the perspective of, like, say, a Kirby fan who is like, we only have 3 characters.
Yeah,
and,
where's
like,
where's playable Mark?
Yeah. But on the other hand, like, who the fuck else are you gonna put in from Kirby? I'm sorry, Bandana D is never getting in, and fuck you if you think he should.
Goomba with a stick.
I mean, he might. Whether or not he deserves the different story, he might. All I'm just gonna say is that the thing to think about Fire Emblem is that Fire Emblem is technically older than Kirby. If we're gonna keep it real, honest, and clear
Fire Emblem?
about
as a franchise?
Yes.
Oh, of course. No, here's the joke. Here's the joke here.
It's not historically significant, but it is.
No, you see, you wanna now because you know how I love shoving systemic. No, wait, chill for a moment. You know how I love shoving systemic analysis into everything. One thing about the whole backlash against Fire Emblem belies a very, I won't say Eurocentric understanding of gaming history, but a very anti-Japanese sentiment. You know what I mean?
Tell the truth.
For these people. No, because okay, let's put it this way. Let's ask about the first of all, let's start from one spot. Number 1, Smash is a game developed where?
In Japan.
By which company? Nintendo, a company
not Nintendo.
Sora Limited.
Sora Limited. Sora Limited, who's doing who's doing contract work for Nintendo, who is a company from where?
Japan.
Exactly. So with those two very important factors understood. Now let's continue discussing this. Once you understand that, basically you have to understand that as a Japanese company, they don't owe the Western gaming industry anything.
Yes.
They don't can we start with the axiom that Nintendo the Smash developers do not owe the Western gaming community, the Western gaming developers, they don't owe them anything, right? Now, the thing about Smash though is that it's a game made primarily to be a fan-focused series, right? Yeah. Fans of the games that who makes?
Nintendo.
Yes, right. And let me not make you guys repeat yourselves, but please do it one more time. Where's Nintendo from?
Japan.
Exactly. So now the developers and people putting all these games together and choosing the characters that are gonna come into the game are coming at it from a which lens?
A Western.
A Japanese, an Eastern lens, a Japanese lens. The shit that's important to them is not important to you. And you want to know something? The shit that you want to know something way more important than that? The shit that's important to you is not important to them. You see?
Also,
and
that's why Baylor got in.
Are we talking about Smash or are we talking about anime?
No. We're going to talk about anime in a moment. Joe, is your mic all right?
Exceptions though, like Banjo, that's definitely a Western character.
Yeah, that was actually a surprise.
King K. Rool.
Hey, Joe, you're unmuted. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? YouTuber Mike. Jesus Christ, yes, I love it. Don't you just love it when like a YouTuber shows up with their nice mic and makes everybody except me sound like crazy? Like it's great.
Well,
now, Jimmy, I understand Japanese focus, Japanese lens. So where the fuck
is what
Highlander from X-Men Odyssey?
Let me tell you why Bylander is not gonna be in there. Because Japanese people don't fuck with X-Men Odyssey that deep.
It's not gonna make Nintendo money to put them in.
Because even Japanese people don't fuck with X-Men Odyssey that deep. Like, come on, dog.
Okay. The other thing to also remember is that the thing that we also have to remember is that the first final Fire Emblem game that came out was in April of 1990, which is like one of the only games that like predates most of it, and the only thing that predates it before is Mario and fucking Zelda. So
also, let's be real. Let's be real.
Don't forget that Fire Emblem didn't come to the West until that.
One at a time, please.
Okay, let's be real. In the grand scheme of things, number one, Nintendo looks at things from a company-wide level, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, they don't look at characters, they look at the corporate entities that they have to discuss these characters with. And I'm sure that there's a massive licensing fee involved in getting these characters. I want you lot to go check who I'm sure you know this, Jordan, but who's the developer of Veteran Odyssey? It's fucking Atlas. Atlas has already done their business with Nintendo. They've already done their business. They've already done their business with them. They're not going to give them enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how you have to look at this shit.
I mean, it depends on how licenses work, because at the same time, having your character in Smash is a great ad for your game.
Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily how that works.
Wait. Yeah, it's probably going to be a split deal. It'll be like a marketing, but is that going to be full money?
On the Switch.
Oh my god!
If you think about it, I don't know if money was exchanged between Banjo getting in Smash.
No, I don't.
Bayonetta getting in Smash.
No, that's
Microsoft and Nintendo have been tight lately.
Yeah, that's peace.
Yeah, that's peace. No, but like, I doubt that Joker got into Smash without a fee. I doubt.
I don't know. Sakurai said he's a fan of that game. It might have just been.
But Sakurai's also a fan of Red Dead Redemption. We're not going to see John Marston in this fucking shit. Come on.
Yeah.
There's some developers that won't play ball. Mostly Japanese developers will. They have like a different relationship with each other.
I realize I've got a better bet of hoping for an X-Men Odyssey character in Tekken than I do for Smash.
Yeah.
It's kind of like animation studios, how they like the people are friends with each other.
I mean, yeah.
It's not how it is like in the Western industry in the same way.
And you know what? The thing is, it comes back to look at who keeps getting recommended, requested, the people who folks want in the game, right? It's always these games like Doom Guy or like it's the stuff that is the Dante. It's the video games that.
I mean, Dante's actually has a possibility though.
But regardless,
that Dante is more possible than ever.
Yeah, but like it's the thing is, it's like people, not even meme characters. It's like. When we even thinking about who but like, I want you guys to think bigger, like expand your mindset. Even when we say meme characters, memes to who? Which which gamers are affected? Yeah.
Jimmy, we get it. It's about the West. You don't have to keep hitting the point again, my guy. We get it, okay?
Also,
people have to bear in mind that Baylor got in over Edelgard because Edelgard is more popular in the West than in Japan.
Yeah, no one cares about Edelgard.
Oh, yeah, no,
here's the thing.
Mewtwo's the most popular in Japan, if I remember correctly.
There's also a Smash Brothers character ballot.
Yeah.
Most of the characters that were on there actually ended up in the game.
Except for Wonder Red.
He wouldn't rank that high, though.
They're gonna put Wonder Red.
Neither did Gino.
Someone
We
said,
gotta see
would I
when
like?
Xeno will never make it in Smash because Sakurai loves showing people that Xeno is not in Smash and will not be playable.
It'll be
With Smash 4 having him as a Mii fighter
Someone said Nintendo makes
costume.
Persona. No, Nintendo doesn't make Persona, bro. The third
Atlas
party
makes
rule
Persona.
got thrown out by. Someone said the third party rule got thrown out the window a long time ago. I'm not. Yeah.
No, it didn't. No, the third party window rule is still active because Persona 5 Scramble will be on the Switch.
Also,
Just
the
like
Persona Q games on Nintendo. Because Persona Q games have been exclusively on Nintendo.
PS game.
I mean,
Which, by the
literally,
way,
Banjo-Kazooie is
modeled
literally
after
not playable on Nintendo consoles anymore unless you play the N64
later
version.
for Smash.
No, but you know what? Yeah, it's and my thing is the characters that folks ask for in Smash are so uncreative. Like, the characters I want in Smash.
Steve. The niggas really said Minecraft Steve.
The guys I want in Smash. The guys I want in Smash are the characters who should have been in there since Brawl. Like Lloyd from fucking Tails. Tails has
fuck Lloyd.
Tails has deserved the Tails has deserved the. No, you know what?
Lloyd?
And now, right? I'm even fine with. I'm fine with them not putting Lloyd in. You can put Luke in. Put Luke in. I prefer you put Luke in.
Listen, Namco worked
on it. I have so many bad
now. The never will be Lloyd and not Crest. Because I mean, I would love Lloyd, but I mean, I think that we're talking about this whole perspective of like the West. So I think for like we in the West, we probably have a much stronger conception of Tails, like because of Symphonia. Like that was.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely that if a Tails character got in, it would probably be Crest or. Yeah, no, it probably.
You think they would go all the way back to no? Let me tell you why. Because even Japanese fans, Japanese fans don't like even Japanese fans don't really fuck with the pre-Symphonia Tails games that deep. Like, don't they like there's a reason those games got super pushed in the West because that's the stuff that it was kind of like a Fire Emblem Awakening. It's the stuff that revived the franchise. Like,
I guess in my mind, I'm kind of wondering if we're looking at it into the perspective of a Japanese fan, like how viable is a character from like Falcom games are. Now that I think
there's something there.
Because the first one that I could think of is like Adval from like the fucking YS series, but that's about it.
No, I'm just wondering.
East 8 did have a run though. The East 8 had a solid run, but you might get somebody from them. I'm still stuck.
I'm just wondering how valid the Harvest Moon trophy would be.
Yeah. All right. So
that's
all right. So you know what? I kind of want to.
That game is not on the Switch.
I kind of want to pivot off of the Smash convo for a little bit.
Wait, before we pivot away from it,
talk about Isekai.
Yeah, we're about to.
Yeah, just one more thing. I'm not a coronavirus conspiracy theorist, but Evo announced that there would be a MVC2 tourney.
Wait,
there's a whole lot of black folk in the MVC.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, who announced there was going to be an MVC2 tourney?
Evo.
So you're telling me the Chinese government created the coronavirus
we're afraid
to help
Let me butt in.
People from coming to Evo. Bro,
I'm the conspiracy specialist. Let me butt in.
Control, explain it, bro. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I am. I'm gonna tell you just like I told Jim. Shut up, bro. I don't hear that shit.
Oh my gosh, he told you to shut up. Anyway, no, but the thing is, I don't think an MVC2 tournament would only be black people. There would definitely be some mixed race Puerto Rican people there as well. Oh,
get rid of them too.
It was a joke. It was.
Chris G will definitely be there, I guess.
And then there's just the one white person.
Chris G and like yipes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, Stanford Kelly was gonna make a comeback.
You know what? I just want a new Blaze Blue game that isn't a tag game, that I can just use Hibiki and just live a fun life and fight without having to rely on tag partners. You know, back in the good old days.
Jimmy, you in the right world now. Guilty Gear is the only game that matters.
I can't play. I'm bad at Guilty Gear. I hate it.
Well, Jimmy, hopefully, maybe when you put in your request to get into the beta, maybe you get a response, hopefully.
Anybody in the call signing up for the Guilty Gear Strive beta?
Oh, your boy
Jimmy,
got that
you know what?
CBT.
All right, so I don't want to talk about fighting games
Jimmy.
anymore. I want to talk about anime. So,
all right. Well, I gotta go anyway. So
no.
Bye,
You
Jordan.
should
enjoy.
try out Granblue.
Bye.
Oh, wait. What, Joe?
You should try out Granblue.
You know what? Granblue has actually made me a better player in other games. Like,
Yeah.
Are we getting a Persona 5
It's all like footsies and fundamentals.
it's literally the whole game is just footsies and fundamentals. Like, I've even gotten my girlfriend to get into it and have fun and whip my ass in some games. Like, it's such a decently fundamental based game, and there's no extra to it. You know, it's a very honest game. All the characters are honest except Lancelot, but.
Oh yeah, Lancelot is.
Lancelot, like, remember
Lancelot is a net play monster.
Remember when the tier list came out and everybody was putting like Maya and Catalina at the top and like putting Lancelot in like mid tier, and then like a month later they're like, oh no, Lancelot is a devil. Like,
So can I ask, when are we getting Persona 5 Arena Ultimax?
Never. We're already getting a spin-off. We're getting enough spin-off games. We're getting a whole sequel to Persona.
You think enough?
Like,
listen, when we're done working on Blazing Cross Tag, whenever that is, we'll get Persona 5 Ultimax. It's happening.
No.
There's no way it's not happening.
Niggas forget the Persona 4 years.
Yeah.
Niggas forget how bad the Persona 4 years.
Do you know what they would have to do to make a Persona 4 to make a Persona 5 Ultimax? Like, do you not know how difficult it is to make fighting games? Like, these niggas have to draw out whole new characters.
Jimmy, for the first time in their life, Atlas actually has a good amount of money to develop stuff. They're fine. They can do it.
Arc Systems pumped them out like
Maybe they'll finish Shin Megami Tensei 5. Anyway,
no.
Isekai.
In this situation, it doesn't come down to Atlas. No, but at the end of the day,
they can give enough money to Arc System.
Yeah, but is Arc System again? Okay, Jesse, think about this. Who's Arc System?
Arc System is too big dick for another.
Who's Arc System? Who's Arc System been working with since Ultimax came out? Let's look at this. Number one, they are not working with Namco to make a Dragon Ball game, and on top of that, they end up working with the literal biggest gacha makers in the universe to make the most popular new fighting game in years. People saying that it's revitalizing fighting games in general. So I don't think I don't think we're
Jimmy, the Persona series has been the most popular it ever has been in its history.
Yeah, but Persona is not as popular as Dragon Ball Z, for instance. It's not as popular as many other fighters they could be making.
And you know what? In the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things right now, neither of those properties, Persona or Dragon Ball, make as much money as Granblue. So
yeah, no, he has a point.
So what if Arc Systems cared about how strong their IP is?
Well, you know what?
I think Arc Systems will adapt anything if they like it.
Well, you know what? I think at this point they've reached a level. They've reached a level in their development process, or like in their like career as developers, where they can actually just make whatever fighting game they want. They can make a whole new fighting game, and it would people would buy it. The thing is, and even see what they're doing with their like longest time fighting game. Because my idea for where Arc System is going is always about what they do in Guilty Gear. See, like Guilty Gear has like consistently been what Arc System wants their fighting games to be. For Accent Core, that style of fighting game kind of transitioned into BlazBlue, so they kind of kept the Accent Core style of fighting game in BlazBlue. And then they said, you know what, we want to have a whole different idea of how fighting games are going to work. We're going to make Exert. And then from Exert, that tree, it sprouted fucking Dragon Ball. And then it sprouted Granblue. And now they're making Strive. And Strive seems to be also fundamentals and footsies, the video game. So I think they're really just trying to take away the combos. That's the direction they're going in. Huh?
I agree.
You agree? Do you agree with this decision they're making?
And fuck that anime shit,
Fuck
bro.
you, dog. Fuck you.
So we're just getting wait, Jimmy. No, we're getting rid of combos. That's the thing.
They're not getting rid of combos. Have you played Granblue Fantasy vs Online?
Oh, you can still short damage combos.
Just they're not gonna be. It's not gonna be like, you know, when I play Hibiki. It's not gonna be like that anymore. It's not gonna be like that anymore.
Okay. Doesn't it mean you suck at the games because your very play style is now gone?
No, because now that I'm playing with nothing but fundamentals, I have to learn nothing but fundamentals. Like the reason I choose heavy rushdown characters like Hibiki and motherfucking Ragnar and whatnot is not because I I can't play using any other kind of character. No, it's because those characters take the guesswork out of footsies, and I love it. They think like I hate guesswork in footsies. It's annoying. It's sad. It's the reason why I lose so much. But in a situation like fucking I don't know the way
you're bad at fighting games, and you've just been able to finesse your way.
No,
the same way niggas can't read, and they've been able to finesse their way just by learning enough words.
Yeah, Jimmy likes the corner carry, knockdown, 50-50. You better guess like that. Okay, Jimmy.
Hey, look, man. Sometimes it works.
Saying is Jimmy White person's ways through fighting games.
Someone said Oxys is stretched thin. Oxys is the platinum of fighting games. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they are. Well, they're not really.
Come to them to make their stuff.
They're not really a platinum.
Happening because.
Wait. Say again.
So what you're saying?
I was saying, yeah. What I was saying is that Ultimax 5 is happening. It's just not happening for a while because they're stretched thin as fuck. They got a lot of irons in the oven.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Atlas is going to go the direction of different spin-offs. I think with Scramble, being a Warriors game, I think they're going to go the direction of maybe trying out different genres for 5's spin-offs.
I think what's going to happen is Scramble is going to drop in the West, and Atlas is going to realize that it flopping in Japan means nothing. And they're gonna realize
Japan has shit taste. This is a fact.
Did it flop in Japan?
Yeah, it did.
It flopped on the Switch for a fact.
Yeah, it flopped on the Switch.
I think it did decent on the PS4, but the Switch version flopped.
Yeah.
Fine. The total sales is fine then.
I hate Muso games.
Yeah, but I think what I think is because people are so starved for Persona on the Switch, and because Persona 5 Scramble, despite what people may think, is actually a full-fledged Persona game. Like, yeah, it's gonna come out on Switch and it's gonna do numbers.
Oh shit, we're going.
You know what? I wonder. I
Persona card.
Gene, finish your thought.
We're going to get Persona card.
Yes, we're gonna get Persona characters.
No. He said, "Are we gonna get Persona Kart?" And you know what? No, I want a motorcycle racing game for Persona. I want everyone.
Oh god, that would actually be lit.
Imagine
honestly.
every Persona character on their own motorcycle, and
imagine
Makoto turns out
negotiations.
Makoto turns out to be like the motherfucking strongest character because her persona is a motorcycle, so she doesn't actually have to.
They just put Futaba in the UFO.
It would just be Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Can you imagine? Like everybody would just be dueling their personas on their motorbikes, just like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You can finally play Teddy in racing.
Hey, Teddy in a racing game. That would be sick.
Oh, dude, they would make her design so atrocious on purpose too.
Card games on unicycles, on motorcycles.
Wait, hey, Morgana. Wait, hold on. Morgana would have the easiest time too because I don't think they ever specified that he could only turn into a bus.
Well, they did actually.
He could probably turn into a motorcycle.
Helicopter at one point, and he's like, "No, I can only do the bus."
Wait,
yeah, but no. Morgana can only turn.
Has a UFO, she can just clear track.
Are you aware that Morgana turning into a bus is just a Totoro reference? Have you not figured that out yet? It's literally a Totoro reference. It's
does anybody know what is Morgana actually? I haven't finished the game, and I'm gonna be really pissed off.
She's a cat.
If he's a shadow.
I thought it was a he.
He's a cat.
He's a sim.
He is a sim, by the way.
Also, okay. Here's a little Japanese nerd thing that just annoys me because I play some of these games in sub and not dub. The way Morgana talks in Japanese is not properly conveyed in the way he talks in the English dub. Because in Japanese, he says his way of referring to himself, he doesn't say watashi, he doesn't say ore, he says waga hai. And anyone who knows anything is that like, why is he speaking like a 16th century samurai? It's weird. It's like it's supposed to add a certain pomp to his character, and I don't think that's properly conveyed in the dub.
Actually, Futaba's autism.
I kind of get what you mean. But I do get that sense of his character. Like I do 100% get that he's like supposed to be full of himself and everything.
Yeah,
I think it conveys in dialogue.
They convey it in that way.
But
they convey it in that way. But another
Jimmy,
stuff is
there is no words in English to be able to convey what you want them to convey.
I know there's first of all there are.
What is it gonna say? He's gonna call himself what, my guy?
The Royal We. Simple.
Nah, that's whack.
Jimmy, you should never localize games. Never touch localization.
Hey, dog.
Jimmy, if you look.
Hey, dog. The Royal We.
Jimmy.
I'm so.
Jimmy, you should localize games. I want to see your localized games look like.
Hey, dog. I would localize games in such a weird way, dog.
Actually, Jimmy.
No,
Jimmy, does who has autism come across in the sub, or is it just
no?
dub thing?
If Jimmy localized like Final Fantasy VII, Barrett would just be like nigga.
I would know. Okay. Let me put it this way: the most unrealistic thing about Final Fantasy VII, ever since I was a child, I thought this. The most unrealistic thing about Final Fantasy VII is that there's a 6'5" black man with an arm, and he doesn't say the N-word once. And I'm so no.
What did I tell you?
No.
What did I tell you, people?
No.
What did I tell you?
Think about a black stereotype, but he didn't say the N-word.
My thing is, if you're gonna make in the Final Fantasy VII universe, you think like there was a whole history of slavery and association with the N-word?
No. So boom. So you remember how Gaia is actually Xanarkand? So.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened is when Shinra showed up on the planet, the ancients were actually black. The ancients were actually black. And the only reason Aerith and her mom look white is because, like, you know how like Native Americans still have blood in white people today? Like, they were the last ancients, so they were the last, like, they still didn't look it. Now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. That's basically
Wait. So Jimmy, right? Okay, with all not gonna go into that right now.
With what?
Let's say your thing. Okay. So, do we want to talk about how the Shinra organization would just be essentially like the KKK on steroids?
Yes. I mean, Doug, isn't that what they are? Like.
No, seriously. Like, the one crazy thing about Final Fantasy VII being re-released is that you see a lot of the subtext and shit going on in 7 is ridiculously relevant to today. These guys from Avalanche, these terrorists influenced by foreign organizations.
Rob, in chapter like 11 or 12, they call the Shinra like bodyguard people fascists. There's no subtext. It's just text. They're like, look, they're like, yo, this is your society. It sucks. You niggas are slaves. Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
Like, I've been like seeing bits of dialogue and shit throughout the Midgard slums, and like seeing the way they talk about.
The first mission in the Midgard slums has you hand out water filters to a town with shitty water.
Yeah, that is like the first thing you do.
Oh yeah, isn't that part of like. Yo, I mean the thing about Final Fantasy VII is Square themselves said like, hey, we made Midgar as like supposed to be a microcosm of society, but we didn't really realize how on the nose it was. I guess it still works today.
They literally have the rich people above the poor people. Like, the poor people are literally living like, they have these false, like, what's this thing, platforms that make it look like there's a sky, but you're literally just living under the rich people. Like,
the rotting pizza.
Bro, that's
Jimmy, can I ask, how old is
called in the original Final Fantasy VII? They call it the rotting pizza.
Yeah.
Jimmy, can I ask, how old does the sub convey food autism?
Also, Sector 6, what's this thing?
Wait. How well does the sub convey what?
Food autism, because I feel like that's a dub thing, that, like, because the actress played her as she was autistic.
I mean, Futaba speaks in 2chan lingo. She speaks like a.
So she's a demon.
She just speaks like a. She just speaks like a regular maladjusted internet person. That's kind of like her archetype.
No, because the voice actress in the English dub actually played her as autistic.
I mean, apparently. Because hey, let's face it. There's a lot of correlation. there's a lot of correlation between the two. So.
I'm just wondering if that does come true in the dub. Depending if you play the dub or sub first, if that would come true.
Oh my days! All right, so if all of you got isekai tomorrow, what would be and the world you got isekai to is essentially.
Can we talk about isekai though?
This is me doing that. All right, so as I was saying, so if you got isekai tomorrow.
By the way, let me interrupt.
Oh god.
Joe, you need to
Jeremy, stop. Jeremy, stop. Jeremy, stop.
Oh my god.
Man.
That was great. You privatized it.
Ask for the link.
It's unlisted.
It's unlisted. Ask for the link. He'll send it to you. Anyway.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, people. So if everybody, You get isekai tomorrow. Let's say it's a basic Tolkien-esque fantasy world. You know, the same way all isekai worlds are. And you don't you know what, you don't even get any fuck off powers the way you get in like literally you have to start from scratch as a level 1 and go do your thing. What do you do? What's your life in this new isekai world? What do you do?
Monk.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's a
wait, what's my special power?
Monk.
Wait, what's my special power? What's the thing I have that no one else has?
Literally,
nothing.
Nothing. Your knowledge of this world is what you have.
Well, I mean, isn't this basically kind of like a Slime Tensei scenario? Kind of, sort of.
Slime Tensei minus the fact that you're a slime. So yes.
Okay.
Imagine it's a world just like the Slime Tensei world. Yeah.
Let me ask an important question. Let me ask an important question.
Hold on. Everybody's talking at once. Control freak, yes?
Let me ask an important question. Do you carry any elements of the world that you're in now with you or no?
No. What do you mean by elements?
Fine. Okay.
I mean like you know how like human sicknesses and shit.
Yeah. Okay. So no, you can't carry any ailments, anything. You're given a whole new. You're given a whole new body. So like if you're like paralyzed or something, like it's you know it's good for you now. So walk on.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Someone said I'm a work in a tavern. All right. Someone said stop.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly,
by knowledge we have of this world, do I have like Jimmy, by knowledge of this world, does it mean that like I have knowledge of like how to make guns?
Yes.
And other stuff,
if you learned how to make guns in the real world, then you can make it in this world.
Oh,
with like what, magic?
Good luck getting the material though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And if
I just need iron, bro, nigga, give me iron and magic, bro, and it's lit, nigga.
Okay, so Jesse already has a good idea. Jesse's already functioning with some brain cells. All right, so
I'm going to be a monk. Like they need people to write shit.
So what do all of you do? Do you
all
just
wait? Like how Tolkien-esque?
How
to the point where
anime Tolkien. That's what I mean.
Just anime fantasy.
Give an example, stupid.
When I say anime Tolkien, I'm talking like the most baseline of like, you know,
like we just said, like the Slime Tensei,
Sword Art, the hack.
Slime Tensei.
No. Okay, so
Adventurers Guild? Is there a demon lord?
All right, you know what? Fine.
Adventures of profession.
I'll craft it a bit better. Fine. I'll do some world building since y'all niggas want to be lazy. All right, make me do everything. Hey. No, shush. Let me get to this point. All right, so let's start over. You're isekai to a nondescript fantasy location. There's orcs, elves, magic, dragons, all that type of stuff. If Tolkien wrote about it, it's probably in there. If it's in a D&D book, it's probably in there. All right. So, with that said,
it's probably more D&D.
With that said, yes, there is an adventurers guild. Like there's an adventurers guild. There is also a monster hunting guild, and they're two separate things. There's also in fact, there's a guild for everything. There's a guild for literally everything because unionization, etc. So, number one, what guild do you join? And I'm telling you, there's a guild for
mercenary.
Huh?
I'm gonna be an orc hunting mercenary.
You're gonna be an orc hunting mercenary. Why?
Kill all orcs.
Why now? Let me ask you. What if you're incarnated into this world as an orc? Do you still hunt orcs?
I mean, killing other orcs, then nigga.
Okay, so
you didn't even ask what kind of orcs they are. Are they like evil orcs? Are they minding their business?
Control.
Like what's happening?
Control. You're thinking too small. Why not hunt everything?
Okay, so I thought of this, right? So I would work in the tavern stuff. I wouldn't stay there because I know how to play guitar and other stuff. I would be the person that would introduce the concept of like different
being a bard. Meaning you'll be a bard. They have bards, nigga. They have niggas who play guitar.
This can have heavy bard energy. You and I, we team up and we create like every single Deep Purple album and Rainbow album with Ronnie James Dio, and we do that.
I was about to say, I would.
We could be like the first rock stars of that.
I was about to say, it's like I would just like do the equivalent of like power metal, except without distortion guitars. It would just be like really aggressive, like acoustic guitar playing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I can't even take this question seriously.
It's an isekai, bro. You're not
my
supposed
idea
to.
is to.
And there, that's
my idea is.
starting to have an audience there, and then we
Someone should make a series off of that. Like a musician gets transferred to an isekai.
Yeah, and then we start to fit every
idea is
genre of music ever.
My idea is ostensibly to become a monk.
And then when people get like bored with very complicated like chord progression and everything, we'll just invent grunge, and that's it.
No. I don't want to get because with grunge, right? With all like there will be the isekai version of Soundgarden, which will be awesome. But then 5 years later, there will be the isekai version of Creed. And
okay.
No. We cannot have grunge in this world. We just can't. I'm sorry.
I know that. But like,
whoa. Okay, I'm introducing hip hop and I'm ruining everything for their culture. I just want you to know that. That's the first thing I'm doing.
What?
I'm introducing hip hop and I'm about to ruin every single musician in that world.
That's fine. Because
so this is a prequel to Samurai Champloo.
Any day over Creed. You can hip hop.
Bro, the amount of hip hop I'm about to steal.
Okay, so how it is?
I literally stopped looking for 5 minutes, and you're already introducing hippity hop black people music into this unsuspecting isekai world.
That's the thing too. How do you? Hey, how often do you see like black people in isekais?
Yo, hold up. Hey, wait. Hold on, I've got a new. Hey, I reincarnated into a new world, and still no one will buy my mixtape. That's the series. That's the series, guys. I came up with a perfect plot. All right, so no. Fuck, bun that.
Into another world. Now I must sell my unsuccessful mixtape.
Like no, I bun that. So like we're making a new show. We're making a new light novel. All right, Joe. I need you to help me with this. So are we gonna go for what kind of? Are we doing Naroke? Are we gonna do?
Oh my fucking god, dude! I want to see this, bro.
So the premise is it's a deadbeat rapper who can't get no one to buy his mixtape, but he gets sent to another world, and like people don't really know what rap music is, but they still won't buy his mixtape, and.
I was about to say, in order to like successfully like introduce it, once you start like introducing like the concept of like they would probably have like slam poetry, and then you go from there.
This is actually a thing. Isn't there the movie about the guy who has to reinvent the Beatles?
Wait, what?
This is better than that, though.
Jimmy.
Oh, and then this guy invents. He basically invents the concept of like speaking truth to power and like rapping from a position of no power. So like all the people who can't like be adventurers and all the people who can't like be super powerful, they just end up like doing cipher circles with this guy and rapping about their problems. It's like you just say words and make them rhyme and tell a story, and everyone's just like, yeah, this is what you do to do this, and then like. Essentially, that's how he gains an audience with the king or something, and it's like, we need your powers of hippity hop to defeat our enemy.
I hate all of
you. We need this.
Jeremy would be like the one desperate to be your manager.
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck? No, that's what you should do. You should hire me as your Jewish manager, dude. It'll be totally
silly boy. There's no Jews in
Isekai into a world with Jimmy where I'm his fucking manager.
Oh my gosh.
I want you all to imagine the fucking horror that is.
I'm really trying to think of a way to retrofit like a rapper's lifestyle into like an isekai novel, and it's like there's so many choices. There's so many ideas.
Many mushrooms out in the forest.
There's so many mushrooms.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Someone said I'd buy that so fucking quick. Gold. Yo, I reincarnated into a new world and still no one buy my mixtape.
Jimmy, there's a whole chapter where your rapper invents weed.
No, he doesn't invent it. He's literally like, there's got to be something you people can smoke, and he literally goes into the woods. He goes into the woods and like really just goes and smokes everything in the woods, and because he has an immortal body, he doesn't care about all the different effects. It just like he just goes through it and like he does whatever, and then he finds this weird plant called mithril, and like when he lights it, it sparks, and like when you get high on it, your eyes glow. And like when I say your eyes glow, I mean like you know how like someone's eyes will glow in like an anime and there's no pupils, it's just like the color, like it'll just glow like that. Like whenever you smoke it, that's what your eyes look like. I was like,
oh my god,
you know,
or somewhere down
this
the line,
anime,
you meet a fairy and she ends up becoming your muse.
That works.
This anime sounds shitty enough just to get produced.
Bro, okay, we gotta debate who is Dude,
get it done with the Crunchyroll original.
Who should make this anime?
A1 Pictures.
No,
I will not let anyone except B Train touch this.
What about Kyo, Annie?
I won't let anyone except B Train touch this. You lot are naming good studios. I want a working man studio, okay? I want
the Bones will get the music right. That's the most important thing.
I want Argia Do to do this. I want TMS to do this. I want fucking I want AIC to do this, dog. I want some workman studio. I want people who
you want great anime with a shit soundtrack. Great. No wonder your music can't sell.
Oh gosh.
No. That's the irony. None of the music is actually Jimmy's.
It's ironic.
I'm saying this anime wouldn't work unless you had a shit studio do it. Like a good studio wouldn't do it right. You need a bad studio to like.
You need that shitlord quality.
No, you can't treat that premise. Here's what I mean. You can't treat the premise with more respect than it deserves. The reason why Konosuba is as good as it is because they don't treat that show with the respect it deserves. They just they like half of the frames are poorly done. Like they do a bunch of real floppy animation, but they do it and they make it work on purpose. Like it's a stylistic decision. Like because even look at the same studio.
So what you're saying is do a stoner movie, but it's an anime.
Yes. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of care into making something look carefree.
Bro.
Well, Jimmy,
get anyone studios to do it then.
No. Again, too much care.
Like
it's too much care.
There's too much Sakuga in Sword Art Online. There's way too much Sakuga. So, no.
You can't have this show. Can't have Sakuga. This show, the only Sakuga this show can have is one like they invite a guest animator for 5 frames. That's the only kind of Sakuga I'm allowed.
Is Princess Connect any good?
At the end while they play the theme song.
Yeah, exactly. In the last one.
Sakuga during the most random moment.
No. Trigger's gonna make the openings and endings. So you're gonna look at like how beautiful the opening is, and then you're just gonna have this shit show. Like, what the fuck is this?
I'm very full. Stop putting food in my
god, dude.
It'd be like Mega Man.
No, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that you only have Sakuga for the weed bits.
No, that's just a waste. That's just a waste. It's got to be like the most amazing fucking Gerald Scarf-esque Sakuga you could possibly think of for that. And even then, that's too quality for the show.
What I'm thinking is the Rob Zombie bit from Beavis and Butthead, the movie.
No, that's a great bit. It would not fit in this isekai anime. And also from weed, maybe from LSD or DMT, it would make more sense. But we got to even be a little bit logical within this crazy isekai world that we have created. We need to put a little bit of sense into this.
It could only be funny if you put it in the most random moments.
Mm-hmm.
For example, there's a no. Here's the thing about random Sakuga that you have to understand. Sakuga is random Sakuga. The art of randomly putting really good animation in a subpar show, you have to do it in a moment where it's unnecessary. So basically, the character shows up in the world, and for most of the show, it's regular, shot, reverse shot, just him walking, him talking to people. But then it gets to a point where someone asks him to do this thing that he says he's good at doing in this rapping thing that he says he's good at doing in this other world. So then, it's not even well animated when he starts. A dude just starts playing a beat on a drum and he starts rapping, and then he stumbles, fucks up over and over again, and then for 5 seconds he's violently angry to himself, moving in a really detailed animation, really mad with himself for choking so much, and that's the most frames we're gonna see in the episode. That's the most frames. That's the most frames we're gonna see in the episode. And
Jimmy, here's actually no, Jimmy. Correlate the Sakuga with the bad moments of his life. So for the mediocre moments. Have it that like when he's having like a concert and people are liking him eventually. Have it that we just do the bullshit anime where it's just still frames.
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna animate any of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just crowd shots.
Oh my god, just crowd shots.
Crowd shots is still frames, and it's garbage. But like, no,
it's Yu-Gi-Oh! GX tier crowd shots where everybody has the same face.
When he's like locked in like I don't know a stable, right, and a horse is shitting on it. Well, like this is where the Sakuga comes in, and you're like, why the fuck is this Sakuga? Why is this so beautifully animated? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Nah, what you also do is you do when you have the crowd shots, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX same face crowd shots.
Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX does. Oh yeah, we're reusing crowd shots. We're reusing, bro. There's gonna be so many shots that get reused. Like we're gonna have we're gonna have entirely different like settings, right? And it's gonna still be the same crowd shot, exact same people. Like it's gonna become like evident that like we're just reusing animation.
You just have the one lizard. You just have the one lizard guy there that's just there for no reason other than he's the guy.
It's gonna be so much. Yo, Jimmy, I like what you're advocating for is making a good show, but in a mediocre way that makes it better.
Yeah, that's how you make. Like, okay, I've realized something that good anime isn't good.
Okay, bro, Gurren Lagann exists. I don't know what you're saying.
Gurren Lagann isn't a good anime. That's the joke. No, okay.
Wow.
The best anime are trash with heart.
I'm sorry, it's not. Sorry. It's a great anime. It's not
no, the best anime are trash with a lot of heart.
Explain what Gurren Lagann so these other damn weebs.
Like
these niggas know nothing, bro.
Because basically, wait, what do you mean explain Gurren Lagann?
Because they haven't watched it. Most of the new
you said it's trash. No, you said it's trash. You said the best anime are trash. Explain how trash it is. It's the best.
All right, so when I say like the best stuff is trash, but with heart, it's like when I say trash, it's as in trashy stuff that it's easily overlooked. That folks can easily just be like, oh, this is just like whatever. You know what I mean? Trashy stuff that no one really takes seriously.
Yeah, because Gurren Lagann is not necessarily made to be taken seriously.
I mean,
at least on
no, it's taken. No. It's made. No, Gurren Lagann is made to be taken seriously. It's just not going to be taken seriously by people who it's not made for. Does that make sense?
No. I mean,
a lot of the shows that end up blowing up at the season and like eyebrow dramas and that shit.
So like there is, and have you noticed that there really isn't a place for trash anime anymore? In a weird way, everybody wants stuff to be like. Because number one,
I mean, bro, your boy Giguk though.
Well,
like,
the thing.
I can't believe you said there's no room for trash anime when anime is like complete trash right now.
Well, no, do you know what I mean when there's no room for trash anime? It's like I don't think
anime.
Like in a way, like. Number one,
you mean stuff that's like unapologetically like
what it is.
The best show this season is Wave Listen to Me, and like that one of the best shows is Wave Listen to Me, and it's obvious why it's good, and that's our.
I mean, there's stuff that comes out every now and again that's like trashy.
Someone says, "Why did I click on this random ass video?" You clicked on this video because there's cool people here, and we talk about anime, and if you like anime YouTubers, there's cool folks. In this call.
You clicked on this video because Patch Wolf was in the stream.
Is he in the stream?
How are you?
Dude, what if he was? That'd be hilarious. He's too mild mannered for this type of conversation.
No, he isn't.
To Tells gets trolled.
No, he isn't.
That's
dude,
glorious masterpiece.
When he mentioned that, I was like, fucking yes, my fucking middle school years revisited. This is amazing. That video made me so happy.
I don't know how well we'd get along though.
Someone said, "What if a person was isekai'd into your normal isekai world as a computer builder who creates the internet and set in said isekai world, which turns all of their heroes into hikis, thus making computers illegal?" Oof, that would be that's a banger ass concept.
Bro, that's too much. You're just doing way too much of that. Where you're like, oh, turns out computers are illegal. All the like, no one fights anymore. The heroes don't fight. The villains also don't fight. Everyone's just on computers, and the economy crashes. And like, fuck.
Like, I had an idea for an isekai where the dude makes coffee. It was just a coffee trade.
Oh no, so I was writing an arc. I'm writing an arc. So wait, Jesse, you know that fantasy story I'm writing, right? I actually have an arc.
Yes.
I have an arc in there, right? Where it's essentially just about the economics of adventuring. Oh wow. Let me mute Marcus. Marcus, I'm putting you on mute. I'm gonna let me know when your background is better, or I'll just mute you for me. Basically, I want to write an arc where it's about the business interests of a fantasy world. So like, folks who are like, weapon sellers, armor, but not like the weapon sellers in the towns. The guys who the weapon sellers get their weapons from, like major blacksmith operations, etc., etc. Or even if it's on a smaller scale, like whoever is currently like siphoning wealth off of those things. Then you've also got like transportation, because think about what transportation would be like in an old fantasy world. You've got so many.
like Recetier?
Huh? Oh no, I'm entirely ripping off Recetier, except Recetier was more uplifting and it was more about like being a shopkeeper. This one's about like essentially being a medieval stockbroker, because the character we're following in this arc he's not involved directly in any of the things he's like making money from. He's essentially, the main characters are this dude's bodyguard, and he more or less speculates on the value of various different in-town, operations. And him and his friends speculate the value of a lot of the things that happen, and are trying to kind of like, how can I put this without making it too preachy and too anti-capitalist? Basically, it's about the gray area that exists when the goals of the people in charge of the money are not the same as the goals of the people doing the things that need to be done.
I had an idea for I had a really big idea for for a fantasy thing that just ended up slipping my mind. Jesus Christ!
Like think about this. Think about this way. Think about certain villages where like they don't send adventurers there because monsters are good for business.
Like one of my ideas for one was to have the king, basically. Like the idea was that. Oh shit! It's slipping my mind.
Someone says, nah, Japan has a draconian view on drugs. Yes, they do. They definitely do have a draconian view on drugs. Is weed allowed in Japanese television? I've only seen weed in one anime. And what was this one called? It came out recently, too. What is it? It's not Sakura So. Is it Sakura So?
Matches.
No, it's not. No, it's not called that. It's the motherfucking one by Kunio Ikuhara. Let me look up this motherfucker and see what the newest thing he made was. Cause Sarazanmai. Yes, that motherfucking show has weed in it. One of the characters is a plug, an actual fucking plug. Holy shit, guys! Did you know that Kunio Ikuhara was in the Shin Godzilla movie?
No.
Yeah, he was in Shin Godzilla. He was an extra in a scene when people were running away from Godzilla. Weird shit. Okay, Ano.
Oh.
Okay, Ano.
You said that like he was like a main actor.
No, he was a bit. He had a very small role.
Wait, who?
Kunio Ikuhara, the guy who made Utena. The guy, the motherfucker who made Utena and Star Driver and Sarazanmai essentially was in Shin Godzilla, which is funny to me.
I wonder how people are gonna feel after EVA 3+1 is out.
Hopefully we'll finally be able to put the Evangelion series to bed as a concept.
Yeah.
Like that would be nice.
Jimmy, you know it's not gonna happen.
It would be very nice if we were able to do that. Cause
hey man, it's been nice, Jimmy. World peace, bro.
It's been my whole life. It's been my whole life, and people haven't been able to get over freaking Evangelion. Like it's not
20 goddamn years.
Oh, it's the greatest anime of all time.
Look, I just want to bang Salto.
Let's argue over which 14-year-old is the better one.
No, we're not gonna argue over.
28-year-old.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Here's the thing. Asuka's the best character, but I would.
Yeah, Masada's best. Girl.
We're not doing this shit
Best
next time.
character versus best girl. To me, there's a fundamental difference.
Oh my gosh.
We're not doing this shit next time.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you are doing
Yeah,
it.
you are. Listen to you.
Oh, actually, wait.
Actually, Jesse.
Joe, my cousin has a few questions for you. I'm gonna try and get him on. Give me a second. Guys, continue. I'm setting something up.
Yeah. No, I said all there was to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gotten into the waifu wars arguments enough times over Ava.
I don't know if I ever looked for this.
Waifu wars are the most potentest thing inside of the whole anime.
It will be. Find this idea.
Listen, it's just solvable. It just solvable with just one simple phrase. All of your waifus are shit. If more people adopted this, anime would get better. But no, all of you like thirsting over 2D characters like the goddamn simps that you are.
Here's the whole
Control.
thing
Look,
about that.
what they need to hear is that your waifu.
Fun. The people
I don't expect you to use waifu anyway.
Control. What you need to tell these people is that look, your waifu would never love you. Same as that girl who you like in real life doesn't love you. Okay?
Yes, she would literally never talk
exactly that.
She's not gonna let you smash,
niggas do
bro.
not want
She's not gonna
niggas
let
do
you
not want to
smash.
deal with the fact that they suck as people and they need help mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Okay?
How does this relate to
You don't need a
waifus?
waifu, bro. You need therapy.
No, niggas, again, look, stop getting a waifu and fix yourself on every fucking level, nigga. Okay? How you a beast with mental illness and you're spiritually corrupt?
Okay,
Please,
okay.
find help.
We're going to end. We're gonna end that. We're gonna end that. Someone just. Okay, so now we're shifting topics. Okay, shifting topics. Okay, fine. Roger Smith just got in my fucking ass. Yes, I know, Roger. He didn't make Star Driver, but Star Driver wouldn't exist without him.
What's up, King?
Like, I know he didn't make Star Driver. Yeah, that was Enokido, but it wouldn't exist without it wouldn't exist without him.
Oh god, I'm a terrible person.
And the weird thing about Enokido anyway is that like he's super like I don't know. I don't know what to say about Yoji Enokido. His writing style is super horny, but at the same time,
Hell yeah.
At the same time, you can't really argue with it. You know what I mean? You can't really argue with it because it gets results. And I don't mean
That's how you get it out of your system.
I don't mean on a monetary level. I mean like he gets results. His shit is good.
Your connection's so shit.
Yeah. Whose connection is shit? Is my connection shit?
I'm playing in a tournament, all right?
Oh.
I was just playing in a tournament.
Oh my gosh! Why is everyone online now?
Oh,
why are all of the regulars showing up out of nowhere?
Look, I wasn't there before. I was tired. I was talking to a girl. I've got many reasons.
You know what?
You can't be fucked to hear all of them.
Adam,
you were talking to a girl.
Adam, look.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to a girl. I'm sure this is a surprise to you all, but fuck you.
Adam,
yeah.
We respect you, okay? You don't need to tell us this, okay? We respect you already. You're a friend. You don't need to tell us this, okay? You're not these hacks in the anime community who are gonna die alone in a homeless shelter with a shotgun in their mouth.
Yes, thank you. This is what I've missed. This is what I've missed.
You of the animes.
This is
hey man.
You lot are mean.
Hey,
you lot Jesse.
Jesse,
you're mean. You're a meanie poo. You say mean
I'm
things.
sorry, bro.
You're a meanie poo. You say mean things, and you're not nice. You're not nice, okay? You
completely agree with him.
Jimmy. Look, as Rick and Morty. Look,
every time I talk to you, it's just like, man, I'm so mad. I'm gonna burn down a fucking orphanage, dude.
Jesse.
I never said I was gonna burn down an orphanage. I just said I would burn down the entire of the East Coast. Okay, get it right. Okay, look, I would never hurt. No, Jeremy, I would never hurt defenseless children. Now, would I go find Jamie Dimon and break his kneecaps, surgically put them on backwards, and have him chased by wolves? Yes, but like that's different.
Yeah. No, see, there's a difference. Okay, one of them is a child, and the other one is a fucking demented idiot. You know.
No, Jamie Dimon caused the 2008 economic crash. He deserves to suffer because he made millions suffer.
Back to animal. Back to animal. Back to animal. Back to animal.
So now that we're never going to talk about politics ever again on the stream.
That
so
wasn't politics.
now
That was just me talking about murder.
now that we are never going to talk about anime again. How would you like?
Can we talk?
How would you like it?
I want to talk about the furry takeover of anime.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah. They're coming here. They're taking over.
Jimmy, let me do some intersectionalism right quick. Okay? Can we talk about how Shinzei Abe is probably funding all of the like bullshit fucking your sister thing to try and push the birth rate up of Japan?
What? wait, hold on. Run that by me again, rude boy. I was confused by something. Run that by me one more
animal talk I signed up for.
You were confused by the truth? All right.
I wasn't listening. Run that by me one more time.
Cool. Guys, give me a second. To push.
Let Jesse talk.
Jesse, who do you think
Let me preface this real quick. Shinzei Abe married to his own cousin. Right?
Yeah, I can't find any.
Hold on.
Pause. Let me finish. Okay, Shinzei Abe married to his own cousin. Not the important part, right? He is funding all of. Cool. Stop. He is funding all of the anime that is about fucking your own sister to try and push the birth rate of Japan.
So okay, now Jesse, let me ask you a question. Because I feel like no, because Jesse, because I feel like there's a touch of the butter knife in something you just said. So let me ask you a question. Would it make more sense for a person if the end goal is to increase the birth rate of Japan? All right. So would it make more sense? Would it make more sense to make an anime about people who don't know each other from their families, meeting each other, learning things about each other, and then having a happy relationship, the way adults do? Or about two people who are related, but not kind of really, so it's okay, guys. It's okay. Not kind of really.
Jimmy, I want you to search in your heart and remember domestic no kaijo. Domestic
No, but the thing about domestic kaijo is, yes, I agree. That kind of story is fucking weird and nuts.
I just learned about domestic kaijo. I really want to watch it. It sounds fun.
No. Oh man.
Domestic kaijo is that kind of show.
Domestic kaijo.
Oh gosh.
You just read the manga up to a point where this one so and so has an affair. Won't say who, won't say why, won't say where, and then you can be done. Because that's the
no. Control. To explain to you some aspects of domestic no kaijo. So it's okay. So there's this gay bar, like there's this gay dude who owns a bar inside the show, and turns out he's part of the mafia and has a cocaine thing. And there's like about I think like 5 chapters of the manga that are about this cocaine thing, about how the main character might have done cocaine.
We're talking about anime, right?
Yes, no manga.
There's definitely a bar in domestic no kaijo, but I don't remember exactly this.
No, that's in the manga. They have them like he has people almost shoot.
Maybe I wasn't paying
the recent stuff.
Attention, but
the recent stuff with that girl who tried to tell the main character that he did cocaine and like she gave it to him.
This was recent. This was like recent volumes or chapters.
I want to say past 6 months, maybe.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, 9.
I dropped the. I read like the first 2 or 3 volumes of.
Oh no! This is look. There's also someone who's pregnant now. Not gonna spoil that, but someone's pregnant.
Okay.
You can figure out who.
It doesn't matter if you spoil it for me. I
want to know the funniest.
Yeah, I don't care if anyone here. Yeah.
I want to know the funniest plot hole in an anime ever. Darling in the Franxx basically breaks when he introduced the concept of asexuality.
Wait, what?
Darling in the Franxx breaks when you think about the idea of asexuality.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? It really does, doesn't it?
Like
Darling in the Franxx breaks when you think about it, just full stop.
Darling in the Franxx breaks down when you think about it in like on the basis of any non-heteronormative relationship. That's kind of
it just snaps instantly.
Yeah, that's kind of how far. And before people are like, oh, but there's 2 gay couples in Darling. No, there aren't. No.
Do they get together? Is it ever like a thing more than
being,
anything?
One is
like
being in
surface level.
Being in the robot does not mean that they're together. We already learned.
No, I mean like at the end of the show, there is like a married couple.
Oh no! Yes, there is. Yes. But I'm saying that like all of the interpersonal drama throughout the show was not about was about either heteronormative relationships.
Yeah, it was about one relationship.
Or
But the thing is, you could make an asexual story work around that premise, around that setup.
Yeah,
Look at One Piece.
if you made it if you made the reason hero if you made Hero's flaw that not flaw, but like his character quirk, made that he was asexual and that's the reason why he can't, be good in the robot. And then, realizing that maybe he's suited for a different kind of robot that doesn't treat maybe there's two stamens or two I don't know, dog. I don't fucking know. I don't even.
It's a bad show.
You're thinking about no. You're thinking about Darling in the Franxx. That's why it falls apart.
I don't even
engage with it on a level that isn't the surface, and that's where you're fucking up, sir.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember what the.
I need to watch
in
Darling
the
in the Franxx.
Darling in the
now I have to watch.
Look, here's the thing. When you watch Gurren Lagann and Evangelion, you've watched
Darling
Essential.
sucks, man. Don't
Hey, you said if I watch Gurren Lagann and Evangelion, I watch Darling in the Franxx.
No, Darling in the Franxx is like a shitty version of Evangelion. No, if someone watched Gurren Lagann and Evangelion and then understood absolutely nothing of what either of those shows were trying to say and made a series, you get Darling in the Franxx.
Ew.
Yeah. It's got
Darling in
all
the
of the
Franxx is what
stylistic
happens when-
aesthetic charm. Well, not charm, but it's got the aesthetic. But it's actually
Darling in the
not
Franxx.
good.
Darling in the Franxx is what happens when Shinji gets with Asuka.
Yeah.
Not even.
Are y'all in the mood to give random anime recs to a femoid?
Me. Okay.
Does she like shoujo? If she likes shoujo, tell her to watch Toradora.
Toradora?
Yes.
You
100%.
basic
100%.
I mean,
100%.
yeah,
Hey,
okay.
100%.
It's a female, so.
Cool.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Toradora, no, Toradora.
Don't
100%.
say those
Okay, look. All right, bet. So
100%.
let me put some
female
stuff in
anime.
first, guys.
Hey,
chill.
Jimmy.
Guys, chill.
You should try using priority push to talk sometimes.
I love Toradora.
How do you do that?
Go put it in keybinds. Go to settings, keybinds, and then you should be able add a keybind. You should be able to do it.
Hey, Nako, what's good?
Nothing much, just chilling.
Oh my god.
Hey, what's up?
Anyway,
as I was saying,
watch Toradora.
As I was saying,
all of you damn simps inside of this damn call room right now, go watch all of you.
I'm so angry, dude.
I've already watched it.
He's very angry. He's always angry. That's why we like
I'm
him.
not always angry.
Really
Just watch.
your Emperor's money.
Alright,
See, I'm not even niggas are like I'm angry. I'm like, hey man, I just like saying the truth of our society.
So my question is, before you continue throwing fucking anime recs, I'm about to lay some things down. All right, so this is for someone who hates fan service, hates fighting, and
so you hate anime.
and generally hates men. So what would you recommend they should watch?
Crisis.
Sailor Moon.
Crisis.
Man.
Hates fighting. Holy shit.
Fighting.
Utena.
Time out.
So I should just
wait.
throw away all my fucking anime recommendations then. It's all about men.
Jimmy, say it again.
You fucked
Jimmy,
me
say it
over
again.
instantly.
Maybe
Chihara Furu.
Or what?
I mean, these are all things I would have recommended, but like.
Okay,
keep going.
Jimmy, Serial Experiments Lane, Jesus.
Serial Experiments Lane?
I mean, she's a film
That's
buff,
a good
right?
one.
Like,
she's a film buff.
It was a film buff.
Wait,
I did.
what means film buff? Does film buff mean a pretentious asshole, or does film buff mean somebody who watches film? Because they're two very different things.
Somebody who watches film.
All right, if their favorite movie is anywhere near Quentin Tarantino, then they are the first. Okay.
I mean, you might be a pedophile at that point, but we're not gonna go into
she's
that. Hey, he's friends with Politsky. He defends him constantly, bro. I'm sorry, man. I love him.
Hey, Jimmy, I have to ask the obligatory.
Jimmy,
did you watch Michiko
can you go through can you go through the categories again so that way I can you go through the list again?
So
Hates
again,
men, hate fighting.
Again, hates men, no fighting, and no fan service. Those three things.
Yeah, what about Michiko Tohachi?
Michiko Tohachi.
Michiko Tohachi.
Period.
Yeah, no,
Period.
I've recommended that to. Thing is, guys, I've recommended her a ton of shows, and she doesn't want to watch any of them because I recommended them. So I've kind of stopped talking to her about anime in general. Well, if you guys,
So now you want us to recommend the shows that you recommended. Got it.
Okay, cool. Cool. I got it.
Big titty ones, and I'm not interested in.
I got it. So this one, fuck what Jimmy recommended. Watch Michiko Tohachi. All right.
What?
Watch Michiko Tohachi. Period. If you let all those three categories, Michiko Tohachi fits it perfectly. one of the main characters is an Afro Latina. You will like it. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Okay, here's my recommendation. How much? Okay.
If you ask,
remember this is normie as fuck. Made in Abyss. There you go.
Yeah, Made in Abyss is.
Oh my god.
That was. Why didn't I think of that? I'm an idiot.
She'd like Made in Abyss.
I
never watched that.
Where do I
No,
Did I watch Made in Abyss?
Hey,
10 episodes.
Shokugeki no
13,
Soma.
13.
That meets none of the requirements.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It defeats all of them.
Your recommendations: Bubblegum Crisis and Gunsmith's Cats.
Little Witch Academia.
Little Witch Academia, she would like that too.
Little Witch
Yep.
Academia.
About girls in the magic school.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good
I tried
one.
playing Little Witch Academia. I tried playing it for you. You said I
My
did.
brother watched that.
Oh, okay. So you've seen it.
What about?
Have you seen the whole
What
thing?
about Magical Girls?
One season.
What about Magical Girls Ray Earth?
Yeah, Magical Knights Ray Earth. Too much fighting, and there's men in it.
Wait, how many men?
Anyway,
many men?
too many for you. Anyway, continue. No, because no. So let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, right? I've told her that I'm 100% okay with her never watching an anime in her life, but she's actively said she wants to get into it, except without my recommendations. So I've told her that I've got nothing for her, nothing, not a single show in my life is like.
For some reason, usually when
it's a bit of fighting.
Hold
Wait,
on.
Have you thrown the standard thoughtful shit like Kono Katachi?
Yeah, no, like a silent voice is Kono Katachi. Like
What is it called?
a silent voice.
Wait, what is it about?
A deaf girl falling in love with a boy.
She's gonna hate. No, she's gonna hate it. She's gonna hate it.
Okay.
That's not
She's
what
gonna
it's
hate
about.
that anime, bro.
That is not
Alright,
what Kono Katachi is
fine.
about.
What's Kono
How
Katachi
the
about?
fuck? It's about a deaf girl and a suicidal kid coming to terms with the fact that he wants to die and she wants to die and everybody wants to die. It's kind of about depression. It's not about love. What the fuck?
She's gonna hate that anime, bro.
Oh my god.
It's a movie.
Anyway, so guys, what's
The man in the story wants to die. You'll like it.
Hold on. I have a point. Here. I have a point to make. Usually when I talk to people and they hate men but they want to watch anime for some reason, they like a lot of boys love shit. Why not try?
Wait, there's boys love shit. Like
high school.
Idiot.
No, that just,
She's
that
already
just
seen her on
opens up
high
the-
school.
That just opened up a
She
lot of
keeps me up at night watching that shit.
Culture. Oh my god. You found
I'm about to ruin your life. So,
if I'm gonna.
Since everybody in here has basic ass taste, I
I'm
recommend
I'm
the
so happy
Karikano.
Elijah literally showed up. I know Elijah.
I had to. Y'all giving basic ass advice to people. Half of y'all don't even have girlfriends and never even recommended anime.
We're trying to get ourselves down to that level.
He's my big brother figure.
Jimmy, ate all of y'all up. You said you only
Jimmy,
did
can I-
basic.
Alright, so
Hey, my recommendation's still gonna be Toradora.
I recommend.
Jimmy.
No.
you know something funny? Every single one of the things they're mentioning is stuff
something that I've already
it's
said
stuff
to
I would have
you.
showed you
But I don't
naturally.
Has
Nishijo.
Violet Evergarden.
I recommend.
Nishijo's a good one.
Nishijo. Yeah, watch that. Watch that.
Nichijou, again, she's seen all all of this stuff is
Damn it.
Violet Evergarden. I'm telling you, I've shown it to everybody. They love it.
Starlight.
She sounds like she'd like a race.
Alright, okay, hold on.
1 out of 10.
Look how all these guys tried to power up when I entered. Nice try, guys. Nice try. Not even on my level, though.
Wait.
Alright, first of all,
Jimmy,
maybe
Mr.
watch
Elijah.
first.
Has she seen Bubblegum Crisis?
Shush,
and,
Sheem, shush. Elijah, say something. Say what you're gonna say.
All right, no. First of all, I want to recommend Karikano because that's something one of my past girlfriends recommended to me, and I was totally surprised at how good it was. And that will cross wires between both of you guys. So, like right off the bat, and then Flip Flappers. That's it.
Flip Flappers?
Oh my god,
Really
I
recommend Flip? Oh, you know what? Yeah, you should.
Absolutely, Flip Flappers. It's great. It's whimsical. It's cute, magical girls.
Karikano is good.
There's literally only one episode where it's just like, well, this might have too much fighting. Everything else is just like them going to different. It's like Alice in Wonderland every other episode. It's really good, and it's the episodes are pretty episodic, but I recommend Karikano first and the dub.
Okay.
Don't let this girl watch subtitled stuff because you'll put her to sleep.
I watch subtitles with like normal English stuff.
All right.
Because my dad was hard of hearing, so it's no problem.
That's cool. I mean, but I recommend Karikano with the dub anyway. I think the dub is better than the subtitle. That's it. I'm out.
Someone said Utana. Yeah, she would like Utana. Like Revolutionary Girl.
Yeah, but Utana's so obtuse though. Like Utana is like
that's like the thing is I know Utana's obtuse, but this girl loves Madoka Magica and that kind of weird.
If she likes Madoka Magica, Flip Flappers is like a not like that's like right next to
yeah. Flip Flappers is right next to Madoka Magica in that regard.
And it's only 13 episodes. You're done with that show in like 3 hours.
Captain Sakura.
Stop. Okay. You know what? Big up to Sheem, yeah. But I'm gonna put the nip in the bud at this at the moment right now. I am so tired of whenever a woman says, "Can I get some anime recommendations?" You cross-demand them. The first thing you throw at her is Card Captor Sakura. When I know for a fact, Barry, you man have not seen Card Captor Sakura, and you don't actually, you don't actually know what's in that show.
If I would recommend Card Captor Sakura, I recommend the movie because the movie's nice where they go to China.
I watched it. I watched
like,
the whole of it.
You lot don't remember what was actually in that fucking show.
Or any of the Card Captor movies are pretty good because there's like the Black Hole card. That one's pretty sweet, but that one also has like just Flip Flappers. Start with Flip Flappers, then show her Karikano. Karikano is just about a girl who's like pretending to be like she's like super smart and like witty, but she like totally hates this dude like in her class. Like she's just it's a really good show.
Honestly, just cut out the middleman and watch Golden Time.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I was gonna be basic and say Golden Time.
No, there's men in that. Shut up. There's men.
Wait. Okay, I had it. Okay, Jimmy.
And that show's obnoxious as fuck.
It is.
It really is.
It is. The ending also kind of. The ending is also like.
Wait, here's another show.
Anybody recommend any shoujo?
He said you know.
There's another show she might.
Just said Card Captor Sakura, so yeah.
Is it Jordan?
There's another show.
And if you want like a deep cut, you can watch Hadaraki Man. It's about a girl who is a writer for a magazine, but it's really hard to find.
Really?
Why not Barakamon?
I'm sure.
I mean, you can probably find it, but it's a good show. It's about this grown-ass woman who's like...
Elijah, you know what? Elijah, not gonna lie, you're the only person I'll ever trust with this task. Can I have a list?
Wait,
yeah, sure, I got you.
Right, He's so nice to me about it. Everyone else was screaming at us.
That's because Elijah is like the most old school kind of anime fan there is. Like he's from the generation before me, where like niggas were on like VHS tapes and shit.
VHS.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like no, Elijah knows stuff that
I'm not just gonna over. Toradora, have you guys heard of Toradora?
She's an old man.
She's a lovely, and she means, and she fights the guy, the scary guy. Toradora, guys, have you heard of it?
Real boomer hours, am I right, guys?
Yeah, it does sound like a fucking boomer.
Toradora, guys, watch Toradora.
It's not really what Toradora is about.
No, it's funny because like Toradora is like baby's first romance anime in a lot of ways.
It's baby's first romance anime. If you're like a 2008 or 2009er, it's still
a baby.
I'm a baby.
I mean, I was trying to go for Bubblegum Crisis or Gunsmith
When
Cats.
you get over your personal
have violence though. There's a lot of fighting.
There's a lot of fighting
in like a thing. Every fan of anything, right, has things they don't like off rip. But once you know you're a real otaku, I guess, is when you're watching stuff that your 10-year-old self can't relate to.
Really?
That's really
but
what.
I don't want to see people fighting. I don't like fighting.
I've never been a real otaku in my life.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine to say that. No, my point is like what the point.
Bubblegum Crisis is lit, but it has a lot.
The point I'm making.
Violence to the key.
The point I'm making when I say that is that like when you're a young anime fan when you're a young fan of anything, you're kind of trapped by your tastes, and what happens as you grow older is you end up realizing that there's other stuff that contains things you like in it that doesn't necessarily vibe with the first with your original ideas of taste.
And usually it takes like a partner to realize that. Like I didn't realize I would like romantic shows until I started dating a girl who was like a super hardcore anime fan, and like I was literally just sitting it because she had a rich dad, or she was rich rather, and she had a huge anime collection, tons of shit I hadn't even seen before, and I just picked one thing out, and I was just like, holy shit, I didn't even know I was gonna like this.
You know what is the perfect equivalent of that? If you like The Wire, watch The Good Wife. The Good Wife is basically The Wire, but for white people.
Wait, what?
Whatever.
Really?
The Good Wife is not like that. Just ignore him, please.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Shut
the
it
fuck
down.
it is. Yes, it is.
Fight
That
the Good
is
Wife.
white people's problem.
He said yes, the fuck it is about the Good Wife.
The Good Wife.
Who's
The Good
more of
Wife
a Good
is-
Wife stand, you or me? You want to talk about it? Let's talk about the Good Wife.
Let's talk about fucking how Alicia Flores got done dirty by her fucking husband, right? And needs to come back to all that shit. Let's talk about how Peter had hella hoes, and that's
Anyway, but even though he snuck out the back door, I'm gonna say shouts out to Joe. Big ups. I'm glad you were here. I hope you had fun. Even though I wasn't able to talk to you about anything I wanted to talk to you about, but it's all good. Have a good night.
Wait, which Joe? Which Joe?
Pause and
What do you mean, which Joe?
Pause and select.
Huh?
No, it's a different show. Pause and select.
Jimmy, you scammed me.
Pause
I
and
got
select.
out of bed for this, and I was robbed.
Well, go back to play fucking Final Fantasy 7. Go away. See ya, bro.
Bye.
Put luck
Enjoy your
material
time,
on Barrett's
guys.
gun.
I'm not leaving.
It rains down crit bullets.
Wait,
Do you guys watch Euphoria?
You gotta put luck material on Barrett. Put all the luck material on Barrett, and he just rains down crit damage. Crit damage.
Wait, what did you just say?
She wasn't talking about that Euphoria. She was talking about
The HBO.
The hentai?
no, the HBO Euphoria. God.
All right, so okay, you know what? Actually, I want to talk about Euphoria. I'm in the mood because I know some of you. I know some of you weirdos in chat have seen it, and I know some of you man in the call have seen it. Yeah. So let's talk about Euphoria for a moment. I've got opinions.
I've turned him into this. It's me.
I've got opinions. Oh, you're not gonna like what I say because I'm gonna let you know things how I feel that I haven't told
then
you.
let's fight. Let's do it.
Let's fight. All right. So can we talk about how?
Guys, it's let's argue, not let's fight.
If you talk about Cassie in a derogatory way, call her a slut in any way, in passing, or call her a bicycle, I don't want to hear it. Jimmy, I don't want to hear it. I will bite you.
Why can't I have free speech?
I will fight.
Why can't I have free speech?
No.
You live in America.
So I'm guessing she is a slut
I'm
then?
revoking
He
it.
locked you down.
I'm
So
revoking
she is. So she is a slut then?
She started the fight with like nothing but stun lock. She just
nothing but just like pure combos. Just combo in the corner. Just combo in the corner.
Super armor.
Pure like just corner carry.
You weren't even blocking. You were just like, can I play?
Wait, you're right. Let me let you finish.
Alright.
But if you say something bad halfway through, I'm gonna shut you down. I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh my days.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm not letting you
So,
finish.
so guys,
All right.
have any of you in chat ever wifed the thought?
No, you know what?
I'm joking.
Wait, most people
Jimmy,
be happy to wife a thought, period, or see a woman.
All right, now
So
let's
we don't slut shame.
all right, we don't slut shame. Don't slut shame. Don't slut shame.
I mean, I've dated a few.
No,
I've dated a few.
Okay. Now let me be real about this though. The thing about Euphoria that first of all I love the show. I think it's well written. Even though Zendaya's character is fucking
That's because you pronounce it
nails
Zendaya,
nails
maybe.
on a chalkboard. It's Zendaya. I don't care how you people say it. I don't
She
care.
says her name is Zendaya.
I don't care how she says it. People don't care how I say my name and they still pronounce it wrong, so I don't give a fuck. What's it called? The thing about the show is that I don't know. There's a lot of characters in it where I feel they were trying to strike a chord with a lot of people, but they were kind of like stretching it thin with the amount of characters and the amount of different, experiences that they were showing. Also on top of that, I really do think it's kind of telling that the high school experience that they focused on in a lot of ways was the kind of experience that like I don't know, is expected of kids.
Who did you want them to focus? How can you like Skins but not Euphoria? It's basically the same thing.
I said the same shit when Skins was airing.
No, you didn't.
I said
you
the
love
same.
Skins.
I love Skins, but number one, it's British, so it's different. Anyway,
It's British, so it's
anyway,
different.
the point I'm trying to get to though, the point I'm trying to get to is that like when you look at the characters in Euphoria, they're all like they're all like very strong archetypes for a point the show's trying to make, if that makes sense.
It's a teen show.
Yes, and I know. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just,
everything you're saying is just wrong to me.
Why is it wrong to you?
I don't know,
You're ready to be upset.
I didn't know.
You're like ready to be upset.
I feel you say good things about it, and that you're like play the next episode, and then you're here talking shit about. I feel
like
betrayed.
the show. I like the show. Wait, did I say I dislike the show?
like something at the same time.
I can number one, you can like.
You didn't say that.
You can like something and have issues with it at the same time. That's just critique. That's just film critique, baby.
Like Jimmy loves you and has issues with you.
That's just film. If you didn't want me to be backed up, you shouldn't have come on my stream. I'd have to have an argument. I'll fuck with you. I love you.
Do you love me? Do you love me, or was it?
Yes, he loves you so much, and that's why he can talk shit about you.
Man, she called you a fake,
Talk
bro.
shit about me? Wait, what's the tea?
He never talks shit about you. Don't worry. He never does that.
Eventually, he will though.
No, he won't. He won't.
Why? Fine.
Yo, you know what Joe did? I'm about to fucking
Jimmy,
kick
you
you.
brought all this. Jimmy, you brought all this on yourself.
Oh, I know I did. But let me get to my fucking point. I'm not done. Jeez. So
Jordan hate me?
no, he
talks
doesn't.
about hate
No,
for
absolutely.
like
No,
2 years
Jordan just
straight,
hates all
and
women.
now
I'm joking. He doesn't
Yeah.
hate all women.
He said women couldn't read.
Can they?
Yes.
I've never seen a woman read.
Oh, man, pussy.
But I want to say something.
Don't.
I mean, you'd have to see a woman first.
Exactly.
I'm married.
I don't want you to yell at me on stream.
Wait, but have we ever
No,
really...
I want you to yell on him on stream. Do it.
No.
Oh my god.
I'm begging you. Do it.
That
Why
is
would
true.
you? I never yell at you.
I don't want you to. I don't want you to be mad at me.
Because I'm black.
Don't say. Can you not stop saying stuff that gets me in trouble? Can you not stop trying to get me?
But I want you to be.
No, it's too funny.
It's
Black. The person who said because you're black
See?
is black. The person who said that is black.
Okay.
Don't.
I'm not black. I'm white.
When I was saying, when I was saying I was gonna be
Jaren,
respectful.
I'm gonna kick you if you say you're white.
Hello. I have white friends.
All right,
I mean,
Jimmy,
Oreos
your
are
point
good,
though.
and he made a point.
I work in Canada.
Your girlfriend has a good white voice.
If you don't stop,
Wait,
just,
you
know
can't
what?
say that.
No, why? I'm just already at the end, and then they just wanted to. Who said that?
Okay.
Which one of them said that?
No. You know what? I'm pulling the earbud out of your ear. I'm pulling the earbud out of your ear because I think it's only done more harm than good.
Which one of them? Speak.
She doesn't even sound
It was
white,
me in the
though.
back.
I can't believe I'm not the one who said it.
It was fucking.
I love y'all. I love all of you. I love everyone in call right now. Everybody's fun.
I don't want to be loved.
You know what was that? You know what I hear?
I don't wanna
Sarcasm.
You know what I mean?
I hear mad hoes.
It sounds like bitching. That's what it
You mad
sound like.
insecure.
It
You
sound
gotta
like
chill.
bitching.
Sound like bitch in
And I
here.
love how all of you have interrupted me and not allowed me to get my point off about
They're
Euphoria.
already.
I don't even know what y'all talking about. What are you
Damn,
guys
you-
Stream is praying for my downfall.
Why?
I'm not. Wait,
I'm not. I am not.
No, we're ready to
I'm not.
continue because then we don't have to deal with
You got a
Incel Jimmy
14
again. We don't
hose
want to hear Incel Jimmy. Dear God.
Every day I
Ooh.
wake up,
Guys,
I pray.
I'm praying for
Wait,
your
hold on. Wait, Adam, what'd you just say?
I said we're praying for your success, so that way we don't have to hear Incel Jimmy anymore.
All right.
Oh no.
How about?
Yeah, like I said, shut up, bro.
I love that.
You guys are just scaring my boy.
Honestly, please continue to succeed. I do not want to hear Incel Jimmy hate women.
I mean,
For
we
like
rag
the
on.
fifth
I mean,
time.
we rag
What's
on.
Jimmy like? Anyone want to talk about it?
Don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't do it.
So I want everyone to remember. I want everybody to remember. I want everyone to remember. I want everybody to remember.
Until Jimmy hasn't wanked in 4 days.
I want everybody in this fucking stream to remember whose Discord server this is.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Praying for your success, Jimmy, so I'm not gonna tell her shit because I'm praying for your
Alright,
success.
I'll be honest.
So-
Incel Jimmy was a Jimmy that wasn't as happy as he is with you.
Until Jimmy was a
I'm gonna fucking throw up.
I love Jimmy. He's the best.
And so Jimmy was a bitter
I mean, yeah.
I'm more of
never
a
thought
Holden
I'd
fan.
say that.
He does have a point. He actually has a glimmer of like actual acting.
I can hear the hope in Jimmy's voice.
I mean, I'm glad Jimmy's doing good, but can we talk about
hope-
Euphoria?
Yo, this is why you are my man. Because when the rest of these man them veer off into crazy land, you're the only one who remembers what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so Euphoria, yeah.
That's because he's
Euphoria is not
Euphoria, the hentai. Are you talking about the Euphoria hentai?
The HBO show.
So the thing about Euphoria is the thing about Euphoria is the reason the show is weird to me.
You said, "Have you ever wiped a thought?"
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna circle back into the wife and the thought thing, but we're gonna get
and
to
then
that.
you will be obliterated.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
I
sure.
am the wife thought.
Oh my God, Jordan.
So the thing about Euphoria is that on a lot of levels it works as a coming of age
Just don't relate
narrative.
to it 'cause you're not American.
It works as a coming of age narrative in a lot of different for a lot of different archetypes of people. The problem is a lot of those archetypes end up being the same person in a lot of ways. Like what in some cases, and I don't mean to be mean when I say this, but what functional difference is there between the arcs of Maddie and Cassie?
Okay.
Please.
They're both it's almost the same thing. Not every character represents a different arc. Like Maddie, Cassie, I guess kind of Lexi. They're all fun, peppy cheerleaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's their arc. Except they have how people like to spin it. You think they're fun and peppy, but actually turmoil because they're sleeping with the wrong
really
men.
dark and edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh, so is that all you would chalk it up to? The only thing is that they're sleeping with the wrong men.
Yeah, and then
there's no other factors to it that make it a little bit more. That make it.
What
a
are
little bit
you
more...
trying to say to me?
What am I trying?
What
to say?
we're trying to say is usually if you're sleeping with the wrong men, you're making bad decisions. So it all comes back to you.
Or maybe that men aren't the only problem to them. Maybe they have another underlying issue. Maybe it's not only the men they're sleeping with that's causing them to have problems. Maybe they've got other problems that they need to resolve. Maybe there's this thing called nuance where you can't blame just the one person you're with for all your issues. That's it. I've never seen this show, by the way.
The problem is
I've never seen this show.
And I do have a white voice. I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, we all come out.
It's a scary thing to discover that you have a white voice coming out of you. I made that realization when I was in high school. I'm like, oh, this is why I'm not cool with the rest of the black kids in my school.
I'll never forget the day some white lady walked in and I said, "My name's Jaren," and then she was like, "Oh, you sounded different on the phone," and I was like, "Damn, nigga, shit, you could have hit it. You could have been underlying racist."
But anyway,
still accused me of being way
the
lost.
problem is with them, but also I'm sure the men don't help because they pick trash men to be with, and which is a decision on them.
Also, let me ask something. Let's look at all the men in Euphoria, guys. Let's look at all the men in Euphoria. No. Let's look at all the men in Euphoria, guys. Who's seen the show?
Not me. That's why I was trying to make the conversation about something else.
Yeah, all right.
I've never seen it in my life.
So I could care less.
All right, so okay. Basically,
is this one of those Joss Whedon shows where all the men are trash?
Sam Levins.
What's it called? Wait, because I think Sheem just hit it on the head. Say that again. Is this one of those what?
Is this one of those Joss Whedon Persona 5X things where all the men are trash?
Yes. Every single one.
I don't know.
Every single one. Huh?
Fez is not trash.
You mean the drug dealer?
Yeah, he's cute.
He's a drug dealer.
Yeah,
he's cute, so he's not trash.
I'm sorry.
You
What
just
the
have
fuck
to- you just have to close your eyes.
Western production show the drug dealer.
Guys, you see this song? You see how she says sometimes
he's attractive.
You see how how this lady just says sometimes you just have to close your eyes.
This lady, stop kissing me.
No,
I love you. You see how she just said? You know how she just said?
You're doing it to yourself, Jimmy.
You know,
fucking comedy in that. Stop kissing me.
Do you know how basically she said, "Oh, he's cute," and then you just have to close your eyes. I feel like every single girl in the show has that same mindset of you just have to close your eyes and he's kind of a nice guy. You just close your eyes and he's a cool dude to be with. You just close your eyes. You just have to close your eyes. Why do y'all be closing your eyes to talk to men?
We don't close our eyes. Trust me on that.
Why
one.
do you?
Oh
Tell
my
me.
god.
Just tell me.
You don't
Why
have
do
to
you?
close your
I'm
eyes.
kidding. He's really nice.
That totally sounds secure of you.
He's amazing.
Ugh.
But why not? Why do men close their eyes to talk to women?
We don't. If we're talking
We
to a cute
don't.
one.
We 100% do not do that. I promise you that one.
Like here's
don't have
the
anything to
thing.
hide.
Here's the thing, and I've noticed this. I think men are way well. I won't say men in general, but a lot of men are way less forgiving of women who do fuck shit than girls are of guys who do fuck shit.
Really?
Yeah. Very much so.
Listen. Wait, I just want to listen. Once you low-key listen, there is...
Actually, you know what? No,
Hold on.
Let me use an example she's gonna understand. All right, so babe, remember when the whole Valentine's Day thing?
Do not even talk.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Remember how no, babe. Remember how before we were dating and you asked me to be a Valentine and I said yes, and then Valentine's Day came. And what did you text me?
Nothing.
No, what did you text me?
I'm not going to say.
You texted that you were going on a date with Martin.
You did not
No,
answer.
you literally you name dropped. That's how deep it was. You name dropped a random nigga I've never met. You name dropped a nigga I've never met.
Jimmy, you're better than me.
I'm just letting you know.
Jimmy.
No. I'm telling you this because I love you.
Why are you putting your girlfriend's information on the Discord chat?
It's not information.
You see how disrespectful?
It's not disrespect. It's not disrespect. I don't mean it to be disrespectful. I'm making a point.
I want to hear the
First
rest.
of all, he didn't even. He said yes, but he didn't ever text me.
I was going
to
to
make
message
plans.
you on the day.
The day
I was
of.
gonna-
You can't do that day of, honey, because I
He didn't
will
want to
make
seem.
plans.
He didn't want to seem desperate.
Wow.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Fuck with me. Like
And-
I'm
and-
playing the game.
Anyway, so the
Everyone's
point I was making is
She's
most
saying
men.
you need to show accountability and actually
Period.
show that
And
you
he
actually
has,
care.
He has
I'm
not.
with Jimmy.
First of all, he has not. Every time you bring the story up, for what? For what?
No, I'm telling you this. I'm not bringing this up for no reason because Jaren said something very important. Men.
And then you're gonna say it on a Discord server.
90% of
Oh,
number
the
one,
fact
number
that
one,
it's
this
on
happened before.
Discord is the
So it's
best
it's
of
kind
the
of like in the past.
situation.
Doesn't really matter. But what the point I was making is 90% of dudes, if that happened to them, they would have like deleted the number.
Is that
Oh,
true?
100%. I would have.
Absolutely.
I would have
I
deleted.
would
mine.
have.
Out of sight, out of mind.
100%. Like
No,
I'm
no,
not.
it
depends on the girl.
It takes
No
it takes
hesitation. I would have.
it takes a special sort of simp to not do that.
Wow.
Okay, not like that.
Well, first of all, he never made any plans. He never like texted me back.
Okay,
After
but
we
you-
had
but
our
you
first
don't.
date, he didn't even text me to like see if I'm okay or if
did
I
I
got
not?
home. No, you didn't. Let's pull up the text
Hey.
because I have them.
Hey, let's do this. Not on stream.
Archives.
Bruh, stop this right now.
Hold on. Don't do that.
I'm
Don't do
gonna AKA.
What you
AKA catch the stampede because all I do is make money and spend on keys.
Extract.
AKA for that kid for too many places to go.
Extract, dog.
I just checked the Discord. I went back to the day
Ladies
after.
and gentlemen, I've been your host, Nino, aka Curate, aka Nah, anyway, no, but
Just tell her she won, dog.
You won.
It's not about winning.
No, it isn't.
It's
Yes,
about
it
you taking accountability.
Yes, it is.
Everything is about winning.
Never chase.
No. Listen.
Nah, fuck that. I'm siding with her. Take accountability, bro.
I ain't siding with her at all. I'm siding with my nigga Jimmy.
Jared, I love you so much, dog. Even when I'm about to get eviscerated, you are standing by me.
My name is wrong, but I'm still siding with them.
I burned with my car.
See,
Y'all get where Jimmy's coming from, right?
I did take accountability.
y'all want him to burn.
Valentine's Day plans too.
You all want him to burn. I want him to be happy.
You don't want to.
I don't want to burn either. I want to talk about it.
I want him to be
We can do
happy.
this part in private. I love you, but we could do this part we're doing now. We don't need to do it on stream.
Or
But anyway,
I got
Hey,
burned
do it now.
Do it now. For real, do it now.
no,
We're
we're not doing it now.
Nah, Julie, do it now. Do it now, and you're cool.
I'm like,
Don't
yo,
do it now. Don't do it
shut
now.
the
Don't
fuck
do it
up.
Do it later.
Don't do it now. Don't do it now.
You can do it later without any pressure or antagonization from third parties.
I'm not that easy. I'm not that easy to manipulate. You can't do that.
You're about to. You hesitated.
Yo, okay, so when a girl says if you have a big dick and the dude's X and X, literally never do it because they only
every time.
they
No,
only
that would get me. I'll be honest, that would get me instantly.
Wait, what?
I'll be real.
what?
I would do
Wait,
that
repeat-
immediately. Whatever the fuck.
if a girl says if you have a big dick you do X and X, never do it. Never. It's never
No.
worth it.
If you have a big dick from the building, they'll find
I'm
me
not
dead.
pussy. I'm not pussy. I'm doing it.
They'll find me.
You are sick. You're all sick. You're all fucking sick.
No.
Valentine's Day thing annoyed you.
It didn't annoy. No, it didn't annoy me. It was just surprising.
And you didn't even text me after.
That you see, that's the point I was getting
You didn't
to.
text me before. You didn't text me
What's-
what you wanted to do. You just were like,
Ma'am, what,
I was gonna
what's
tell
your
you
He
all of
was
that
busy
on
making a
Valentine's Day.
post in Abyss
Ma'am-
Bunker. That's what he
ma'am-
was doing.
Ma'am, what's your name?
Shut up.
What can I address you as?
Jimmy's come in and like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
No, listen. He was a confused individual back then. He now knows what he wants. That's all that matters.
Jimmy, how may I
He
address
said, "See
your
you later,
girlfriend?
boy."
What may I give? What name may I say to her? Jimmy's girlfriend. May I talk to you directly?
Yes.
Please. Listen. Now, when you're playing what we call the game, right?
Yes.
When we're
Why are you talking to this guy like he's an expert? He doesn't know shit.
when we're out
Tell me
here
about the
in
game.
these so-called streets,
Wait, what game?
right?
This guy,
When-
Who's on the show?
deadhead prophet, pretty boy. Dude,
when
I'm so
we're
I'm so confused. What is the discussion about right
talking
now?
about when
Listen,
men are on
I'm
the
just saying.
streets.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, right? If it were any other guy and Jimmy told that story at the day of, if Jimmy hit me up and said you had gotten a text saying, you had asked him to be his Valentine, and then you got a text saying, I'm going on a date with Martin on Valentine's Day, like outside of who you are, outside of how kind and lovely you probably are as a person, I honestly would have told him to drop it. Like 100%. 100%. Like that's not even.
We taking my boys to the strippers.
Rude.
Now that we've taken this detour, can we get back to what we were actually talking about, which is the
Oh
character?
yeah, let's talk about Euphoria.
Which is the
fellas.
characterization of
I
Euphoria?
just
forgot.
want to
I
put
feel
that
like
out
things
there.
have happened. Things have been
I just-
said. And you know
But
what?
he didn't.
I
Yeah.
made up my mind about the whole situation.
No, that's
And
good.
I'm
Now who
dropping
cares?
it.
Give a fuck. We're just
Are you
being
dropping
stupid.
me?
No, I'm just dropping
No.
the situation.
This is the situation.
Yeah, who cares?
I wasn't
Yeah,
saying
that's
you're
a good
wrong
idea.
for
Oh,
it.
no,
I'm
this
just telling you
situation's
the
not
male
dropped.
perspective of it.
Yeah,
That
shit's in the
was
past.
You
Jimmy
don't decide if
didn't,
the
and he's
situation
cool.
to drop.
If no one gives a shit about the male
Take
gaze,
the
then the male
win.
gaze
Take
matters.
it.
so
Take it.
take the visa, take the win.
I win.
Alright, so anyway, so the thing about Euphoria as a property.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back to Euphoria. What's
Yeah,
that
the
about?
thing about Euphoria is that I don't feel represented in that show whatsoever. Literally no archetype of dude. It's not about you.
I don't feel represented in that show.
She's
Jimmy,
right.
Am I supposed to
Jimmy,
be in that
you're
show?
male watching something in 2020.
Zendaya.
It's not gonna be for you.
Exactly. Period. Oh my god.
They
I
all
I
just
feel-
love her for some reason.
mean,
Now, what I
I
mean
like-
by that is the closest thing to a dude that we got that I felt represented by, and not just because he was black, was McKay.
McKay is trash.
Yes, he
Please
is.
don't compare
Yeah.
yourself. You're so much better than that, Jimmy.
Oh, that's cute.
Anyway,
That is
Wow,
cute.
what a simp.
yeah, you're damn right. I am.
You're using the wrong. That's
He
not how
sent it for his girlfriend.
No,
You're damn right. I simp for the woman I love, guys. I'm such a fucking
He won,
loser.
and he's happy now.
Because you're
And
loved
he's
by
happy
a
now.
woman.
Damn, I'm loved by a woman who likes men. That's gay, bro.
I
You
don't
know,
know
Hey,
about that.
real-
She literally likes men.
And you love her? That's kind of, I don't know, kind of gay.
That's kind of cringe, bro. That's kind of
Difference,
cringe.
bro. Kind of.
Jimmy, you're not the simp. She is.
Jimmy, if you took her out for dinner, if you took her out for dinner,
Okay.
No.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait, was it you that was texting me after I ghosted you, Jimmy?
Okay.
I remember that.
All
Let's
right.
talk about it. Let's have the open discussion.
He gave you another chance.
Ooh, never mind.
Okay,
So,
pause.
Jordan, are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with yourself?
Jimmy had a stealth dub and then he lost it.
Jimmy, let me tell
Jordan,
you something.
Jordan,
about
are you
myself.
happy with yourself?
Oh,
Okay, so let's bring it Valentine's Day because
All
like.
right, so guys, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your motherfucking host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Human Last Machine, aka the Hot Tech Intellectual, aka Young Gigadrill, aka the Nigerian.
So what if I just started talking over Jimmy like this and we couldn't actually hear what he was saying?
You can't stop the stream if he doesn't get through the AKA. It's that simple.
You legally can't stop it if we stop him.
You see, the trick is until Jimmy buys priority push to talk, I won't let him
please.
stop.
I want this to let this stream stop, please. I want my man to stay happy. Say your AKAs, Jimmy.
Agreed.
I won't let it happen.
I refuse.
Let me end the stream. He won't let me end the stream.
The pass refuse.
You're locked in here with me, Jimmy.
I hate you. How do you do
figured out the command?
How do you do the command? I'm going to fucking Google.
You should. Here's some advice. You just ignore everything that happened because this is crab in a bucket scenario where these motherfuckers are hating on my boy Jimmy. They're trying to drag him down.
You don't get it. You don't get it. I'm married. I gotta see someone else burn once in a while.
Nah, for real. Let Jimmy do what he needs to do. Let Jimmy.
My weed man.
I was
texting my weed. I was texting my weed man. I was literally.
Jimmy, end the stream.
The plug.
Jimmy, end the stream.
Honestly.
No, I'm not ending the stream because it's still fun. You want to?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
By the end of the stream,
You wanna know why it's fun? You wanna know why it's fun? You wanna know why it's fun? Because we're still talking about Euphoria, and I still haven't gotten my point done.
Yeah.
See, the point I was trying to make is I don't feel represented in that show, and the reason I don't feel represented is because we don't have any ethical, non-nice guy men in media anymore. All the ethical men are either simps, cocks, or somewhere in between. Why is it there's only two choices for men these days? Either become a toxic bitch ass asshole caveman or be a simp cock beta faggot.
No, Jimmy, it's Dante from Devil May Cry.
He used the F word. He used the F word. Oh my god.
I'm bi, guys. I can say it.
Oh, he
I guess that's how it works.
Guys,
We just pulled out the get out of field.
Holy shit.
Hey, you can say it. Hey, if he's bi, you can say it.
He tried it.
Did I just say what?
Did you just say that to like say that you can say it?
Yes.
You're telling me
But
you ain't
in
gonna
general, Wait, have I not told y'all?
You told me.
No.
I said I think boys are.
I knew that.
We've talked about your.
Okay. So if I've been very open about not being homophobic and about being very open about, hey, this guy's really
Jimmy,
cool. Like,
Jimmy, you're telling me you've been bi this whole time and we haven't been dating?
Yeah, hey, Adam, you're too far away. You're too far away. Don't even try it.
Hey Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you should drop this one.
Look, Jimmy's
Take
got
your
a
L.
point. I'm sorry, but
Let's
we're
keep
now
going.
competing.
Make your point.
Take your L for the F word.
Take your L. Let's keep going.
Anyway,
And this lad.
no, for saying the F slur. Anyway, but the problem is there are no real representations of men who aren't trash in media, and like. And when I say men who aren't, I don't mean like rom-com protagonists because they're trash too. And I also don't mean dudes like Scott Pilgrim who are trying to figure out their trashness because they are also trash. I mean, what is the archetype for a non-anime, mind you, please?
Are you like preaching to men right now?
Yes.
Wait, Jimmy, when you say non-anime,
Yeah.
does that include Japanese video games?
No, in fact, no anime, no video games. I'm talking about in bone-dry, live-action, Western-made cinema.
Media.
What
Because that shit's boring. That's the reason why. It doesn't create any conflict. Come on.
That's not true.
No.
That's not true.
That is a lie.
Wait, hold on.
Look at, like,
That's not
Bumblebee and
true.
shit. The whole point of the nice guy archetype is they can have a character that just gets strung along. Like that's
Jimmy,
the point of it.
We have one. Actually, we definitely have one. It's Falcon. It's Falcon in the fucking Marvel movie.
I don't want to talk about this.
What?
That's all we got.
Falcon?
Yeah, an ethical guy who isn't some nice guy or simp or cuck.
Yeah, and he's the sidekick the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, but he's not a cuck.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a character to be anything else. He doesn't have a fucking personality.
What about Earn from Atlanta?
Trying to fuck it up.
Oh, I'd say Earn from Atlanta.
It's like saying background character 5 isn't a cuck or anything. Like, no, you don't know who he is. Falcon is nothing. You can't say no.
Once again, you can't fuck up the character
Captain
if you
America
never had
now.
the screen time to get fucked up anyway.
Yeah, he's Captain America now in a TV show.
I just want to say
like non-canon for
I
fucking.
just want to say I don't watch any TV anymore.
Okay.
Fact, I only watch anime.
Cool. I don't watch anything. What is TV?
What about,
the screen?
What about Earn?
Yeah, okay. Let me get into Earn. Let me get into Earn as a character because I'm willing to dissect this. Earn ain't no fucking nice guy. Don't ever. Don't you ever. Earn is literally everything I hate about people because the more I see in a person, the more I hate them. The more I see myself in a person, the more I hate them because Earn is the specific kind of fucking dude who thinks they deserve everything because there's some kind of like, oh boy. I have so much to say about that character on such a deep
You don't like him?
Let me help Jimmy here. Earn is entitled. He feels entitled because he's slightly smarter than people in his surroundings, and he's black or whatever like that. And a lot of that makes Atlanta really uncomfortable to watch because I feel like it's really hard because I that's how I felt when I lived in Atlanta.
Yeah, no, Elijah, we both felt that way. That's what makes that show kind of uncomfortable to watch because it's like
I really want to move there, man.
It's like a dude who is obviously not comfortable being who he is, having to navigate parts of life that he thinks he's too good for, but he's not.
Yo, that's why I enjoy the show so much.
He's not too good for it at all, and I think that's what
makes it so fun, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think season 2 is really just about letting him know that he's not too good for any of this. He's not too good for baby mama drama. He's not too good he's not too good to get his ass beat on the side of the road. He's not too good he's not too good to be broke and running around places and living in a freaking there's so much stuff about.
It's uncomfortable in a good way, but it also did stress me out because I was in a lot of situations like that.
Oh boy,
it's super familiar.
Okay, so let's all name a moment in Atlanta that is the closest to something we've experienced in life. I don't want to go first. Someone else go first.
I'm good. I'll pass.
Dealing with corporate white people, 24/7. That was me, and dealing with white friends who think they're cool enough to say the N-word around you.
No. Honestly, that hit me on such an intense level because being in that position, like that fucking hit, man.
Yeah. Have you know? It's so funny.
To be fair, the other part of what's weird about Atlanta, they don't cover the part of Atlanta they didn't cover at all was like the big Asian part of Atlanta, like
they didn't do
like
that.
they don't talk about that at all, like and like you can't go nowhere without running into like somebody from Koreatown or something like that.
No, but the thing is, they touched on it a little bit.
They touched on a little bit,
a very little bit when Darius went up to Duluth to get the katana.
Because that's where I went. The Korean people, those are my people. Dude. I mean, not my people, but they're cool. They don't try and like they're just themselves, and they're not trying to like impress you or anything. You just hang out with them, and they hang out with you. Like, that's why I started the Gunpla Club. Like
that. Like I mean, and I wish I still went because that shit was fun.
It's still going. It's still going.
Really? In terms of white friends,
yeah.
How do I rank?
I'm gonna hit them up soon.
Yeah, you should. They're good guys.
In terms of white friends, how do I actually rank?
Well,
but dealing with corporate America, white people is like the worst shit ever.
Have to get pulled
it's
over,
the most. It's like it's literally like.
Get away scot-free.
Hold on.
How you know you're
Elijah, get your point through.
Like dealing with like white corporate America is like the worst thing ever. It's like it's like parties like, okay, I'm here because I'm whatever color, and they're. It feels like you're filling a quota. That the same. It's just weird. It's a weird pressure.
And at the same time, you're sometimes more. You deserve to be there more than the people who don't get questioned.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that shit sucks too. But at the same time, it's just a lot of pressure, man. Like it's just like you don't know. I can't tell what white people are thinking sometimes. I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm doing my job, whatever. Like I'm just gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Like it's not just white people thing. It's like it's corporate culture, like dealing with big company shit. Like it's hard.
So hard. That's what got me. The food web. When you grow up poor and you getting like all types of like hand-me-downs and everything like that, and you go to a school where like niggas really care about that stuff, and you start really evaluating stuff, like that kind of hit me. I was like, damn, nigga, like. And then like how his cousin went out of the way like to make sure his shit seemed like it was the real one. I was like, damn, I wish I had someone capable for me like that. Because that's the kid with the face.
I mean, I like Atlanta because I like the city of Atlanta because like somebody always like you can always find somebody who had your back. That's what I liked about the city, though. Even though things were bad or things were kind of shitty, there was always somebody you could like turn to.
Oh, there's
like,
there's always someone you can turn to. Like if you had like this is a weird city because in Atlanta anybody can have like a vast support network, but it won't be of the same kinds of people. It'll be you'll have people who you can rely on for various different things in life, and it's not even on some like you're relying on them because you need a whole bunch. No, but like it's kind of
there's very good people there, but there's also the same amount of like shitty people who go out of their way to fuck you over, and I just happen to like live with people like 2 times in a row, and it sucked ass.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of folks in Atlanta who are not real human beings, and I don't know how to explain it other than that. They're not real. Like
they're like animals.
They're like homunculi. They're like
homunculus. That's a good.
They function off of nothing but what they think people are supposed to behave like, or what they think.
But that's like that's city culture.
Wait, Jimmy, are you trying to imply?
No. You will not relate to what I'm talking about unless you live in either LA, New York, or Chicago. So don't.
Yeah, exactly.
What about Toronto?
Or Toronto, yeah. You won't relate.
Jimmy, are you trying to tell me that clout chasing is a disease?
Clout chasing is a big disease. Clout chasing is a massive mental illness.
It's an epidemic.
Yeah, no, like what you're talking about is a big city thing. Like I feel that all the time being here in New York. Like yeah.
And it's weird because you know what? No, I don't even think Toronto really has it. Toronto's still full of real human beings. The thing about Toronto is that the reason why Canada's still full
we had a crack smoking mayor.
Well, yeah, that's the realest shit ever. That's the realest shit ever.
Dude, have you seen the videos of Rob Ford?
Everyone's seen the video of Rob Ford, dog. Rob Ford is a national hero for you people.
Yeah.
Rob Ford is one of you lot's national heroes.
He got the Pan Am Games under budget. I off the crack.
Off the crack.
Yeah, I can't wait for season 3.
8 years from now.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
What shows have you watched this season so far?
What shows have I watched this season?
Yeah.
What's coming out?
Oh, did you talk about BNA yet?
Oh yeah, I saw the first 6 episodes of BNA, and that's about it.
I watched BNA, and then I watched that one episode of My Hero Academia, like the last episode.
Yeah, I think BNA, to be honest, is a really good show, and it's probably gonna end up being my favorite, like pure Trigger anime. Like Trigger original anime. No,
just to check you're still here. What do you think of Beastars?
Beastars
is about Luluco.
No. I don't talk about Beastars every week. Like I've actually not talked about it much before you.
Yeah, you haven't talked about it in a while.
Like
brand new animal.
Just wait until BNA is over.
I feel like I'm gonna give it until it's done, but I really do enjoy where like Brand New Animal is going. I'm very much for where it's going. But
do they keep on theme of the racial hierarchy that they're doing?
I mean, I don't even think racial hierarchy is the theme. I think
it's definitely not. It's not quite like
Beastars,
like Zootopia, where it's like or yeah. I haven't seen Beastars, so I don't.
No, if you want a show about hierarchy, watch Ascendance of a Bookworm. That's a show that's strictly about hierarchy.
Yeah, Beastars isn't about hierarchy at all.
Yeah, Beastars is more about
hierarchy. The Digimon reboot.
Beastars is more about like. It's more about the breakdown of society, like when people aren't allowed to be themselves.
I don't know. I don't think I've watched more episodes of anything this season than episode 5 of BNA. Like I love the ending to that episode where like all the dumb little bears are outside of her apartment and they're like, "Hey, I spent my life savings on this bet that's gonna make me better at baseball." And she just goes, "You guys are stupid," and then she just runs down and starts playing with them and stuff.
Oh my god!
I just love, and then it goes into the ending. I like that.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what.
To be honest, the what's it called? The baseball episode was really good.
Yeah,
the baseball episode was like it's better than like that was as a one. If they like showed that as just like one episode somewhere, I'd be like, wow, that's like a fantastic episode of anime.
Yeah.
But like And you know what? It's the same kind of writing that only Nakashima can do. Like Nakashima has like a strong pulse on how to write.
Oh, dude. And it's not only like the funny bits, but the part with like the coats and stuff like that, and him being a gambler and whatnot. It's like
he knows how to pull on heartstrings, but also how to like make you, I don't know,
laugh.
Knows how to make you laugh. But like I think the thing Trigger does better than anyone is like turn passion into a story, or make stories about passion. Like
that's true. Like hobbies and stuff like that.
Like
and then they let their passion show through. It's all.
Exactly.
Man, I definitely think that's a standout episode so far. 5.
Yeah. It would have been cool if it was a basketball episode, but the baseball.
I think the basketball episode is going to be in the second half.
You think a basketball episode's coming?
Number one, there's 2 reasons that there has to be a basketball episode. Number 1, it's been heavily foreshadowed by her character. Number 2, there are multiple. I don't mean just one. There's multiple key arts of like the girl playing with a basketball. Yeah. So like it has to be. There has to be one. Either she used the basketball to fight later on, or there's gonna be a basketball episode of some sort.
That's cool. I mean, outside of basketball anime themselves, you don't see a lot of main characters that are
into basketball. Yeah, especially not girls.
I mean, Noah Izumi from Bat Labor, right?
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah.
Something. Monica.
But not a lot though. It wasn't like she wasn't like name dropping.
Here's how funny I find Japan's relationship with basketball. You have Sean in fucking Street Fighter 3 who uses a basketball for his Hadoken. He's not into basketball whatsoever.
Wait, Sean's not into basketball?
Sean is into basketball.
Sean's into video game.
Okay, I just want to point that out.
He can be into both, can he?
She's into basketball.
I mean,
man, I just hope the episodes get better from here. I mean, it's like when I watched the 8th episode of Little Witch Academia, I was like, oh, I hope we get more episodes like this. And we kind of didn't.
I mean, it's, to be fair, Little Witch Academia is 2 seasons. I don't think you get like a full 2 seasons out of that kind of content. But it ended really well, though. Like those final episodes of Little Witch Academia are bomb.
I'm just waiting for a second season of Eno Battle.
They should have just kept.
Are we ever gonna get a second season of Eno Battle?
No.
Because
they didn't make enough money on.
I feel like they did. I feel like they literally did Eno Battle just for the check. They did that. They did that anime.
Absolutely.
They did that anime purely and utterly just to keep the lights on.
You know what else they did the check? Well, actually, that wasn't for the check. Gridman. They had passion for Gridman because they liked the toys and stuff like that.
What? Here's the thing about Gridman. Actually, I disagree. I know this. We both know the story of Gridman. They asked him. They were like, after they like, what's his name? Akira Amamiya is the one who went to Subaraya to go talk to them, right?
Yeah.
So like
to do the short.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's what happened when he went to go speak to them. He was like, "I want to do an Ultraman anime," and they looked at him and said, "Lol, no." And they said,
"Yeah, they already signed off the rights to some."
They already had an Ultraman anime in the the CG one that we ended up getting. They were like, they said, "Lol, no, you can either do Andromelos or Gridman." And the thing is, Amamiya is a huge Gridman fan, so he was like, "All right, I'll do Gridman." And then that's why he did the short. The short was more or less a proof of concept. That was more or less just a trigger proof of concept for whether or not they could do the anime.
But here's the thing: when they went on to do the anime sold a shit ton of merchandise, and that's why season 2 got approved.
Yeah, no, it's not even season 2, isn't it? Dynazenon? Is it a season 2 or is it like a?
Oh yeah, it might be a different season.
It's a different.
Different.
Yeah, they said it's in the Gridman universe, but it's in the Gridman universe, but I don't think they're doing a sequel. I think that story has been told, and they're not gonna go anywhere else.
They're just gonna do a different. Yeah, you're right.
So,
hey, Jimmy?
What's up?
I didn't actually like Gridman.
You didn't?
No.
I love it. You wanna know why I love it? Why don't you like Gridman, Upper?
I felt robbed at the end of Gridman.
Why?
I want to hear this because he's probably missing something. I want to hear. What do you mean you don't know?
No, wait.
Just like that's the impression I got after I finished the show is that I felt scammed.
Why?
I can't explain why without rewatching it.
But
You know what? I think it's because I went into Gridman already having been a fan of like the Gridman mythos, and I was like, yeah, I know this is all in the computer, Like it has to be. That has to be the twist, right?
You see, I didn't have that.
That's kind of weird that like some of the plot like didn't happen in the show.
Like you see, Jimmy, I just went
That one
into
monster
Gridman entirely blind, and I came out feeling like, okay, well, thanks for wasting my time.
I mean, so did I. I had no fucking clue.
At the end of the
Still
day,
fucking
at the end of the day, right? Gridman is actually like about one thing. It's about recovering from depression. That's literally all it is. It's about recovering from self-loathing and depression.
That's true. That's part of it.
That's the main draw of Gridman, and it's the reason why the end of the show ends with the tagline.
Are you in Fortune?
This is Fortune, yeah. There's the reason why the end of the show ends with the tagline, fucking journey to save a soul, or like what that's what it was, right? Like
at the end of the day, Gridman did his job. The girl, what I think what he's trying to get at. Well, there's a lot of cool stuff at the end of Gridman. I don't want to. I guess I can spoil it. These motherfuckers gonna go back and watch it.
Wait, I haven't seen it.
People, they won't get it anyway. Just explain it.
All right, go.
It's fine.
All right, so the real chick you see at the end is what's her face?
Is Akane, because Akane is Rika in the real world. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, hey, look, guys. Akane and Rika are the same person. Akane is the actual mind of Rika, right? Akane is like Rika, her brain. But Rika in that world, in the Gridman universe, is what Akane envisions herself to, or like it's what she sees her real life self as, right? But
that sounds like the world ends with you shit.
Yeah, but the Akane, the pink head one that you see make all the kaiju to go kill everyone in their universe, that Akane is just there to she's just there to feel sorry for herself and stay in a little room and be like and control reality as she sees fit.
Like a split personality?
Not a split personality, but she literally
I like to think of it more of like her ego, and then like it's like her super ego is the one making monsters and stuff like that, and then her regular self is just going. And then they're both best friends, like one regular chick and this chick that has like this crazy color hair and huge titties and shit like that, and they're friends, and like she's obsessed with her, and like everybody's like, oh, they're lesbians. Like, no, they're just the same person.
The reason why Rika is so why Akane is so enamored by Rika is because Rika has friends, has a fulfilling life, has people who deeply care about her, but in Akane's mind, these are things that the real Rika in the real world couldn't ever have. Yeah. So that's the reason why she just blows up at Yuta, because I think in the real world, Yuta was probably the dude she was either dating or had a crush on,
or she got turned down by him,
or got turned down by. Which is I think that's actually the turned down by thing is the most likely thing, because at the beginning of the show, when
it starts out with them like it's kind of like, oh, he's like asking him out, and like, but then he gets amnesia like right afterwards.
And I think wasn't there supposed to be, there was like a prequel to like the literally the moments before Gridman starts, if that makes sense.
And the point is, it's about teen life and not wanting to be depressed and not creating a dream fantasy world where you're hurting people and taking out all your fantasies on them, all right? You know?
Not being
That's what
cringe,
Gridman's all
bro.
about.
Don't be cringe, bro.
Yeah, don't be cringe, Akane.
Don't post cringe.
Don't kill your friends for knocking a sandwich out of your hand. Don't blow up their house.
Yeah.
And don't kill your homeroom teacher.
And I think the cool thing about Gridman is that Akane does all that stuff because of the
I mean, that part's all cool, but then you also get Gridman, dog.
Yeah,
Gridman and the whole Gridman force and that shit was dope. And Auntie was cool too.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Gridman was a really ambitious show. When you think about what
they were trying to do in 12 episodes, absolutely.
The implications of what that show is, like it technically
they kind of condensed like the original Gridman plot, which is like 70-something episodes, into 12.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I think they pulled it off pretty well. But at the same time, like I would say there's some really good episodes though.
And also,
there's some really crazy.
Unlike the regular Gridman show, Like, unlike the regular Gridman show where, they went into a computer and that's kind of like the extent to where the fighting happened. In this show, this show technically doesn't have a protagonist. If you really want to be like, if you really want to like use your noggin and actually think, it technically doesn't have a protag.
I mean, it focuses on Yuta, right?
Yeah.
But Yuta is, I mean, spoiler alert, he is just Gridman he was just there to save Akane.
And it's weird because people are like, oh, Yuta doesn't have any more of a character. Like, Yuta doesn't have a character beyond being Gridman. LOL, it turns out he isn't a character beyond being Gridman. It's, that was a really good twist.
I just like Gridman. Like, it was good, and they got what's his name? The Ava guy to do the soundtrack, and he's back to do the second season too.
Hey.
Oh, I might have lost a lot of stuff on. Anyway, point is, Gridman's cool. I mean, but I would say Gridman's like not one of my favorites. It's just good. It's.
I think I might watch it.
I like it, but I mean, for the season, it's like if I watched it and kept up with it in the season, that's like good. I mean, that's literally how it is nowadays because there's so much stuff that's like kind of unwatchable. Like
honestly,
nothing's unwatchable
if
you put your
watch.
But not all of us are you. Not all of us not all of us force our older brother to watch Blade Dance of the Elementalers, okay?
Classic.
Like I think the only thing I kind of want to watch, and I'm in quarantine and I'm not watching any anime. Like literally, I'm like,
Kamen Rider Amazon.
That's how it should be.
Bro,
that's how it should be.
I need to watch some anime, bro.
I've gone through so much.
I need to watch some anime.
I've gone through so much like manga, but no
I haven't watched anime in so long.
The only thing I'm kind of interested in watching.
Kamen Rider. You guys need to read Jagan. Like, come on.
The only thing I'm kind of interested in.
Jordan, I'm about to be I'm about to be that Toku fan real quick.
Yeah.
Garo over everything. Anyway, continue.
No, I absolutely agree.
Okay, well, the only thing I'm kind of interested in watching is like maybe that new Digimon. The new.
I don't think it's good, but
it's not good.
Episode 1 was mediocre. It was better than every other.
I heard Omnimon.
Yeah, Omnimon is in episode 2, so I don't know if I can back it. I don't know if I can back it. I'm not sure.
Why is it already in episode 2?
They're lowered a little too early.
I don't know. I don't.
I've been going crazy over the new Digimon, and like it looks good. But I'm also a little bit hesitant because I know a lot of people were down on Try, and I'm not a big fan.
I was down on Try because of the character designs, but they got the same character designer for the.
I don't like how hard they're driving Adventure 1. Like, I really just wish they would move on to
give us some.
I still need to watch it though.
My point about the Digimon franchise as a whole is that they could have easily.
It hasn't been interesting since Tamers.
It has not been interesting. No, it hasn't been interesting since Frontier.
Frontier is dope. Why y'all gonna hate on Frontier? I hate that shit.
I was good up until the last couple of episodes when it just went to pretty bad.
No.
But up until then, like Frontier was fantastic. I mean, conceptually, it's great, and I loved a lot of what it was doing up until like the last.
Okay, this is a bad take, but I'm not like a big fan of Tamers. I thought it was like when I was a kid watching, I was like, this is way too edgy for Digimon. This is from.
Okay, no, way too edgy was Data Squad or Savers, whichever you want to call it. When you just have Mance punching Digimon in the face.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. But watching Tamers as like a little kid, it was kind of disturbing for me. Like,
yeah,
I loved it.
And I'm like, damn, they're gonna have to censor a lot of this shit. Like, holy fuck.
When it comes to Digimon,
Reaper was stupid.
Adventure is a great way to introduce everything. Adventure 2 is a great way to follow up on everything. Tamers is a great way to take the things we know and handle it differently. Frontier is great for world building. But every single thing after that, it's a problem. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is coming out. I heard people talking about Tower of God. I haven't seen any of that.
Apparently that's
Tower of God. I've never seen a show get hyped so much off the first episode.
Tower of God is so bad. It's just really fucking shit.
And then there's this other show I heard about called Listeners. I don't think that's out yet.
Listen to Me is good.
Listen to Me or something like that. Listen, I haven't seen.
Man,
I don't know. Like, there's almost like I don't know. Like BNA was great. BNA was like, man, why aren't there more anime like this? And I'm just like it's like fresh. But I think there's a lot of what's good about BNA is like the collaboration with the West, because the opening and ending are done in Canada. They're animated by a Canadian studio and a Canadian artist. Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
who
interesting.
just did that?
It's very interesting.
Who just blew into their microphone?
The Great Pretender come out?
Wait.
No, I don't think so.
Gaijins have infected my anime.
Yeah, it's the actual character designer for BNA is Canadian. They're from Vancouver. They're on Twitter too. Like they're directed the opening and ending.
Also,
But I think
Guys, I'm a hop off now. You guys have fun.
Have a
good
day.
Later.
See ya.
Is it that one dude who was like helping LaShawn Thomas with Cannon Busters?
No, it wasn't the dude helping.
it's not him.
Sean.
Oh, it's
No.
not him?
It's
You know
a
what I'm
girl.
talking about, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So.
Oh, by the way,
another show I was-
actually, no. Before anything else, because I know.
Oh, and I did watch Cannon Busters.
I know Elijah probably knows some shit about this. Elijah, what's the word in that Yasuke anime that LaShawn's working on?
Oh.
Did somebody say Yasuke?
Yeah, there's a Yasuke anime that LaShawn Thomas is working on. It's anime.
I saw that.
It's
It looks good.
It's animated by Malcolm.
That's the same Yasuke. I'm thinking of the first Black Samurai.
Yeah, the first Black Samurai. Yeah. I haven't seen LaShawn post anything in a long time, so he must be deep in it.
Yeah.
Well, at one point he was just on vacation. He was just chilling. Like anything he would post was literally about like him. He was in the Middle East for a cool second, and then obviously he was in Japan, and then I think he was in like Korea for a second too. Like when he was in the Middle East, I think he was either like vacationing or he was like, I remember he talked about like meeting animators there, but like I think at one point he was just like vacationing after Cannon Buster, and then like he's just been like kind of going back to like places where he found interesting animators.
Can he even be working with the virus?
I'm glad he did Cannon Busters, but Cannon Busters seems like somebody who like had their first idea and then just held on to it for too long.
It feels
literally
it was
that
underwhelming.
made, like, the comic all those years ago.
Yeah.
It really was underwhelming.
But it's still for me. There's a lot of cool shit in it though. Like I can't hate on it. I cannot hate on it too much. There's
a lot of energy.
There's so much shit that it's better than though. Like I would say, like if that was on Toonami, I'd watch that shit easy. That's an easy watch.
I think
I watched most of the Toonami back in the day. Yes, absolutely. Nowadays, it's not gonna pop.
Amazing.
So it's a lot of energy. Just doesn't know how to follow through.
That's bullshit. Like, yo, you have any idea how much mid anime out there? How much mid like with other things? So it's like even if like this one is just, even if it's like a little better than mid, like it's okay. Like we still, I still think that's a win. That's still
You
a
still
win.
stand for LaShawn Thomas, absolutely 100%.
Oh no. We stand for LaShawn Thomas. See, my whole thing with Cannon Busters is that as much as I will support it because of what I do believe, if it was launched if it was launched before, absolutely, it would probably be a big hit. Now, no. Why?
It's
Because
easy
of
to
the
get
target audience.
It's easy to get swept up. Yeah.
And
Hold
Netflix,
on.
and it's easy to get swept up in just.
It's so hard for a show to blow up if it's not like.
Hold on. See, because I'm going somewhere completely different. Completely different. Who was the crowd target for Cannon Busters?
Black people.
It was black folk. But
Black casuals.
Black casual. The whole my thing. Okay,
what's that? What?
You know what? That's a good point. But I'm going to hold that point on because we're gonna reconvene in 2 days, and I feel like streaming again because I have to dip out tonight. Because what y'all about to talk about, something I want to talk about, but I can't do right now. So before we get on that, ladies and gentlemen,
What the fuck is black casual?
You're an evil man.
You're just a casual anime fan who's black.
He means
to interrupt Jimmy real quick, I just want to say, go watch Millionaire Detective. That show's.
Control, you are an evil man.
I came out of this
control. Okay, how do you do
about that? But I hear it doesn't have like good tricks and mysteries, and that's what I'm here for. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We'll have that
It's really
discussion later.
zany. It's really zany and it's great.
All right, you ending, right, bro?
Hmm?
You said you was ending?
Yeah, I'm ending
Also
in a little bit. I'm ending in a little bit. I just have to. I'm looking for priority speaker thing.
Go to Keybind on settings.
Explain what a black casual is.
Control, you are evil. So you
Yo,
are
we can talk about the Shonen Ghetto next time.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
talk about.
that's
we can
exactly
talk
that. The show
Is it just
We will define black casuals and black secondaries another time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all.
All right.
What about black tertiaries?
All right.
You're an evil
So.
person. Control.
if that was the target
I
audience,
know.
All right. So.
then how come they didn't dig it? Explain that to me.
How come they
We
didn't
will
what?
do that next time because
How come they didn't dig Canon Books? Should have dug that.
Find out next time on the next episode of 905 Stream.
Next time on 90 Streams.
Basically.
Episode title Black Casuals and Secondaries.
All right.
I'm not
So.
touching that one.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Human Lashing Machine, aka the Hot Tech Intellectual, aka Young Giga Drill, aka the Nigerian Dandada, aka Lil Heart Attack, aka Miyamoto Too Flashy, aka Tori Trapping Out the Bando, aka I don't pay for my Crunchyroll, I got people for that, and now I have to start looking at the list. aka the Millennial Fella Kuti, aka the Pagan Slayer, aka Bugs Money, aka Young My Size. Hey gal, I'm chatting to you. Right, gonna dub me, alright, calm your butters anyway. Aka the Colonizer Pulverizer, aka Boss 90 at the Shiri Mafia, aka Strong Boy Jaeger, Childish Gam 90, call me Cash the Stampede, cause all I do is make this money and spread love and peace. Charles Spaznable, Blink Hyuk On, that kid from Too Many Places to Count, and Mr. Black and Platinum. Sayonara, Minasan. Thanks for watching.